from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay. Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast on a Thursday with Mike and Jay. Big E is here as well. No poos. Thank God. Does it feel different around here? You're just outwardly and openly done
tired
with
of the
poos.
poos. I'm tired of the poos.
Oh, the poos has been so well behaved lately.
What?
Hasn't
No,
stolen
no,
a single document.
That's not true. That's not true.
He's
Yes,
with
it
me
is.
on this one. He's
Dude,
come around.
yesterday she
man.
was
He
okay,
hates
but the
animals
day
too.
before yeah, right. Barely even kill flies. The day before, she was like it wasn't that she was like loud or anything, but she was just nonstop walking around here. It
Yeah,
was
the
just,
wet nose on the bare arm.
poos.
Beth gets
Disruptive.
mad when she listens to the show and hears that jingling. She's like, take her fucking collar off. And I don't like making the poos nude. The naked poos. Look at the naked poos.
Wait a minute. We don't need that. You could take it off for a few hours.
Yeah, she wasn't born with a collar on her neck.
I
It's
know,
not
but I
attached
didn't know
permanently.
that. I mean,
I thought that was part of the ambiance. Little jingle.
Yeah, I like that when she bangs into a pole. That you hear every once in a while.
It's distracting.
It is
I will say
distracting.
that.
It is, but if you're a pro, you just kind of plow through it. But you guys will get there. You guys will get there.
Yeah.
How
nothing
are
like
you,
just
buddy?
Throwing roadblocks in the way, right? This isn't hard enough.
I thought she was very well behaved the last couple days. She's gone and laid on the couch and crashed. It hasn't said a word for the most part.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
She's been better. She's trying at least. She's trying. Give her some credit for trying.
She is?
Yes.
How?
By
What is she
laying
doing?
down and relaxing and taking a load off and not bothering you guys.
I agree
telling
that
you, there
she's
the
been-
other day, dude. There was a day the other day where she just was nonstop walking around here, and
Yeah, she was pacing.
She
But,
was nervous.
but she's not been barking and shit, which is nice.
Yeah.
that's
Um,
true.
Anyway, how are you guys doing?
Well,
Yeah,
you
well
well
to
to quite well, right
okay.
in that range.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm good, man.
Yeah, I had a good day, I suppose. Productive day. Moving forward with some advertising.
Yeah, that
Stuff.
was exciting to hear. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. We're going to be doing some Pandora stuff. And I think, and she was looking into it, but I think we're the first podcast to ever advertise on Pandora.
That's wild.
Yeah. I mean, think how big Pandora is.
I know.
And nobody's ever put a show on there. And so Jay and I have to do a commercial for it. And which makes me nervous because you and I in front of not a camera, but might as well be. You and I
Yeah.
in front of a microphone don't do well
No,
generally.
no.
We're not meant to be on microphone kind of guys.
Scripting is not good.
Yes.
That's
That's what it is. Scripting.
That's
us on
right, Mike.
microphones.
Dude, I swear to God, I'm gonna pull out that script and take a picture, take an image of it,
Yeah.
and put it out there for people to see. They will see the words, "That's right, Mike,"
Well, you
written
didn't have to
in
read
your
it.
hand.
It could have been improv. You could have just rolled it off. Hey, that's right. Whatever. But you chose to go.
That's right, Mike.
Yeah. Ooh, big mistake by you.
You're
Should've
ultimately
seen that one
responsible
coming.
for your own actions, Jay.
That's true.
Where's some
Personal
self-responsibility?
responsibility. I'll take it. I said it.
It is though. If you do take a picture of the board in there, you will see that's right, Mike, written on there in Jay's handwriting or mine, whichever. Anyway, dare I say a big show today? We got a lot to get to. That story we were going to get to yesterday about the cop in New York
The crooked cop. Yeah.
the most crooked cop of all time, they claim.
Wow, man.
New York Police Department. Yeah, this goes back to I think the 80s and 90s.
75th precinct, and it's a precinct. It's a movie coming out, right?
Yeah, on IFC, I believe. The 7-5 for those in the industry would know the precinct as the 7-5. So we'll give you the details on that. It's pretty interesting story for sure. I can't wait till the movie comes out. We got a breastfeeder that's in a little bit of trouble. Just trying to feed her child. We got a 95-year-old who beat off a robber. I know it sounds like a repeat story, but it's a different one. Close call on a hot car. Could have been another Pigman trial.
Oh man, when is that Pigman trial?
I know.
All you got to do is call the clerk.
I forgot to do that over the clerk. Okay,
Call the court.
and ask them for the Pigman.
Look it up online
No,
and
I'm
find
just
who the
kidding.
judge is, and call the court. Call the judge's clerk
Okay,
and say, "Just wanted to inquire, when is the Pigman trial starting?"
Yeah,
She'll know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
she'll absolutely know what you're talking about.
just
Oh, I can't wait. That's where breast comes from. His nude erect penis, exposed breasts.
Dude, that's gonna be epic.
Yeah. Oh,
That son of a bitch texting with one young girl, right?
like
a
6
17.
different chicks. The onion has nary begun to be peeled back on this one.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
that was
guy-
like 2 days of a courtroom trial, and they had a couple days
Yeah, the
to peel the
preliminary
onion.
exam was awesome,
Was
right? The
brutal.
trial's gonna be great.
Yeah. When does the Pigman trial start?
God damn it! God damn it! God damn it, Marcel!
She's a good woman.
dude. I'm not the one holding the trial back.
I know, but
You're
you
the
could
one
at least
holding
answer the
information
question.
back from us.
Yeah, tomorrow. That's your
A
responsibility
simple
tomorrow.
call. One thing you got to do: call the court.
Okay,
Call
Got
the
it?
clerk. Ask him when the Pigman trial starts.
You're
Demand
agreeing
to know.
to do that, right?
Just
Just fucking say yes. You're doing it. Stock
Sam,
inspector.
I'm all over it. Jay, I'm all. You can count on me, Jay. I'm all over it.
Yes,
And then
All right.
salute him. You can count on me.
I'm not gonna salute.
Beaky reporting for duty, Jay. You can count on me. And then give him a nice salute.
It's a regular Gomer Pyle.
I don't give. I
Gomer
actually don't-
pile of shit.
oh, I see what you did there.
You did?
I don't
Mike
actually
loves
give.
play on words. He loves it, dude.
Well, don't set him up so
Word
easily.
play.
Here I am, Gomer pile of shit, reporting for duty. You can count on me, Jay.
I actually never do the normal. I always do the tool time salute when I give salutes to. If I ever
Tool
give,
bag time. Salute.
if I ever give salutes to people, I do
Oh,
the
that's
tool time.
disrespectful.
Very.
That's like a negative salute. That's kind of a fuck you.
yeah.
You kind of do that.
Exactly, Jay.
It's kind of like how Obama does it when he gets off the helicopter, not the plane, Mike, but
Well,
the helicopter.
Well, in Jay Jung Un's world, that could be deadly. E.
Oh, dude, we'll hear about that in a moment.
Yeah. We'll get to Un in a
Un
second.
being un.
Yeah, God, love this son of a bitch. But we should probably start with apparently the only thing that happened in the world. The news was rather boring today because it was all about this train, this Amtrak. I almost said Amway. Amtrak train crash in
Right.
Philadelphia, which was brutal. And thanks for bringing it to our attention last night while the show was going on. I really appreciated that.
I did
Helps to have
actually-
a good producer like that who's on top of
I
just
actually
simple
did
Google
after the
searches,
show.
simple just reviews of front pages of
Oh, no.
major websites.
It was worse than that. He was reading the story during the end of the show, and then when we got done, he went, "Boy, man, this looks bad. Look at this, blah blah blah." And it was like,
You
oh,
son of a bitch.
thank- He was all over the story last night as we were wrapping up the
Oh,
show
my-
and didn't say a fucking word.
I didn't.
So-
I don't know. I didn't think that it.
Now, why would you?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, that's at least
I
that
saw it
clears
right
it
at
up.
the-
That was a good answer.
I saw it right at the end of the show.
I know. Anyway, yeah, we got there's some names coming out, and there'll be more information as we go. Obviously, a 20-year-old U.S. Naval Academy student was heading home on leave. 48-year-old father of 2. Those are just 2 of the passengers killed in last night's derailment. And the reports are people were really wondering last night, like, oh, what was this, a speed thing? Was this a track issue? It sounds like it was a speed thing.
Yeah, it does.
But I don't know how that's possible. I mean, this thing was coming into a turn. The speed limit was like 70 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour on this turn. He came in at 107.
Damn, man.
and at the last minute he hit the brakes and got it to 102.
Huh. I know from my train driving days that hitting the brakes is
Effort and futility.
well, yeah, it'll take you a long time to stop a train
Why is that, by the way?
because of the force behind it.
The
dude.
weight, man.
Yeah.
Well, why don't they have brake pads on every
There's
inch
nothing.
of that car? And then so when it's kind of like my theory on rush hour traffic, when a light turns green, like if everybody just
Here's
hit the gas
why.
at the same time,
Yeah.
we'd all just go at the same time.
Here's why: because they don't need to stop fast, dude.
Apparently they do. If you're going into a turn at 107 and you need to knock that shit off really quick, it'd be nice to have fully functioning brake pads on all
if it
wheels.
was properly engineered, it wouldn't have gone in at 107, and
This
then the
is true.
braking wouldn't have come up. I mean, you're not normally like bearing down on the back of another train where you have to like nail the brakes.
Yeah.
You're not normally bearing down on a curb going twice the limit.
Yeah. Over
Shit,
twice
dude.
the limit. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I'm sure stories will come out as to what that guy was all about, right?
Yeah.
The,
And he's not
engineer.
talking. He got out of there fine. And they
Probably
tried to
showed
talk
that he
to
was
him.
texting or some shit, righty?
I don't. I actually am. I told you, I'm way back down on my texting recently.
Yeah,
Thanks-
but
thanks to
now
Pandora.
you're wearing over the ear headphones listening to Pandora. When we talked about this the other day, I'm picturing him with like one earbud in,
Yeah.
listening to his Pandora. No, he backs out of here with his head out the window with frickin' these huge white over the ear headphones on.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me? This asshole's driving down the road.
What's the difference?
I would think
One
a cop-
earbud is just, you've got it in one ear.
No,
You
but
can
what's the
still
difference
hear
between? What do I need to hear? What's the difference between
an
that and
emergency vehicle.
I can see the lights.
Oh my
or
God.
someone in your blind spot honking at you.
I can the. What's the difference between that and the radio blaring? I listen to radio very loud in my car.
The difference is a cop can see you wearing the white headphones and
I
can
know,
pull
I'm
you
not
over.
Worried, not worried about that.
Yeah, why would you be? You better hope when Officer Walters is on the beat on Friday that I don't run into you on the streets. It will be an ugly encounter.
You got pulled over the other night.
Yeah.
Were you wearing your headphones?
I actually was, but it was at night. So when
Quickly whipped them off?
I quickly threw them off. So
Into the garbage pile in the passenger
yeah,
seat?
luckily my
Yeah.
seat. So I just boom,
Yeah.
and it was at night, so she probably couldn't see.
Did we
but-
hear about this pulling over?
Mhm. Yeah, he told me about this.
He didn't tell me about
Yeah, I
this.
did. You
did?
just don't remember. I told you both. You're sitting right next to Jay when I told you.
I don't remember the part
And
about
you
the
responded.
headphones.
He doesn't listen to him.
I know.
No, do you? I can't believe you listen
I know.
to half
I
the
just
shit he
picked up
says.
part of it.
Nobody listening to this show right now listens to anything he says.
They can't hear what he's saying. He's not talking into a mic.
Very good point. Very valid.
No, I just got pulled over when I was coming out of here. I don't know, a week ago.
Yeah.
I just one of those things where you're just ready to get home, and I'm going 40 down a freaking 30.
Yeah.
And
Did they end up giving you the ticket or
no? I got a warning.
You did.
Yeah, just slow down.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps when you have no points on your record. So
Whoa.
Yeah,
and you're white.
Well,
Yeah,
well.
you're white. That helps.
and I'm white.
Dude,
So
I was
Yeah, but
driving
you're
home.
gay, so
what does that have to do with anything? It was
I
a
don't
female cop, so that
Hmm.
wouldn't affect. I couldn't seduce her if I'm gay.
I was driving down the road, and Jay, I know you and I have talked about having this feeling when you're coming up and you see the cherries, the blue and reds, and it's like
the discos.
the discos. And you're pulling up, and you and I both have kind of on the side admitted like, is this gonna be another black guy pulled over? Please don't be a black
Right.
guy, please.
Right.
And I'm coming down Franklin Road, and I'm like, that's a white cop. Clearly, please don't be a black guy. Sure as shit.
Black guy.
Black. I'm like, God damn it. Just let him go. Just let
Yeah.
him go. We don't need the trouble. I couldn't help but wonder, like, I wonder if he got pulled over only because he's black.
Dude, I've done a lot of driving through Bloomfield and Birmingham in my day, and I swear to God, it's disproportionate, man. See a lot of black people being pulled over along that stretch.
Well, in fairness, I see
I know. I
a
don't know
lot
what
of
the circumstances are.
I see a lot of black people in those situations because I've seen it on Telegraph and Woodward throughout Birmingham, Bloomfield, where you're talking about, and a lot of times those cars are total pieces of
Oh, I
shit.
know.
And it's like, okay, where's the brake light out? Where's the busted window? So it's not like, I mean, no, whatever.
Yeah.
In the defense of Franklin's finest, it looked like quite a heap of shit
Did
that
it?
he had pulled over. What you doing what you doing in this town, boy?
Oh boy.
Yeah, boy. Jesus.
On the wrong side of the tracks, aren't you?
God,
kidding.
dude.
So anyway, I don't know what that had to do with the train crash story,
How did
but
we? Yeah, the fact of me getting. Oh,
we
because we were
kind of
listening to
train crashed ourselves with this conversation.
No, the guy texting. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
just
texting and
speculating
he's-
what he was doing.
Is that something sleeping? Maybe. I mean, how do you end up
Possible.
coming into a turn at double the speed limit for a train?
Yeah.
That's
I
ins-
thought,
that's
yeah.
That's crazy. Justin Zemser is the Naval Academy student. Look, I think he was a football player too. He was traveling home, only child, to see his mother when the train came off the tracks near Philly. Killed at least 7 people, 8 in critical condition, injured more than 200 more. Jim Gaines, who designed video software for the Associated Press, was also among the victims. He's got a wife, 2 kids, 11 and 16. Friends have been expressing fears all day about this Rachel Jacobs, too, 39-year-old tech CEO, married mother, who texted her husband to say she was on train 188 ahead of the crash. You know, she didn't say I'm ahead of the crash. That would have been amazing if she did that. But she said I'm on train 188, you know.
And then the crash occurred.
And then the crash occurred.
And they can't find her.
And they haven't heard shit all from her since. So yeah, the family, well, I'll get to that in a second. The police guy that was given the speech, you know, talking about, you know, they've been given updates every 10 minutes. Johnny Walker's his name.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was like, Johnny
Red
Walker.
or black?
Red. He's an Indian guy. Yeah. Yep. Fair question. Yeah, Johnny Walker.
He's an engine.
He's an engine. Reports have indicated that excessive speed may be to blame. It looks like it is. They've analyzed video of the train approaching the curve. The AP did.
Mm-hmm.
And they believe it was traveling at 107, the speed limit being 50. Wednesday, the Naval Academy in Maryland and Annapolis confirmed that one of their students was among the dead. They are deeply saddened to report the midshipman was named as one of the passengers. Rachel Jacobs, the CEO of this tech startup, Apronet, around 8:45. When did this happen? Like, I think it happened at 9:30. So
Really?
yeah,
Right at the start of our show.
I
yeah.
didn't see it until after that.
Which
though.
means it was
Because he had
probably
Facebook open like he does now.
That's the only place I saw it was on Facebook. I saw it on Facebook on my right-hand side where it shows trending news stories, and I saw it at like whenever our show ended.
But
yeah,
you didn't mention it.
not a word. Oh no, he mentioned it the second our headphones came off. is when he
Nary a
mentioned it.
word.
So she texted at 8:45 to say she was on this train headed back to New York. We called, texted, emailed her right when the crash happened because we knew she was on the train. I went to the hospitals last night. She wasn't in any of them. I went to the churches and the schools where people were being sheltered, and we still can't find her.
Oh, what a nightmare.
Can you
So
imagine?
she just smashed to smithereens?
She could be. Yeah.
You know what?
Just let that sit for a second.
Oh, sorry.
Smithereens.
Well, we don't know yet. I mean, the people in Nepal, some of them were
You know,
buried
but,
for like
you know-
7 days. So maybe she's not in smithereens condition and she's just
You know, by the
comfortably
way-
napping underneath a train.
Real fucking quick.
Caught in an air bubble.
All you
somewhere,
would have
sure.
known last night if I had mentioned this would have been that.
He's still 10 minutes behind.
No. I'm just thinking about it. But that something happened. You would have known any of these stats. None of those facts would have been out yet.
E.
We knew death and destruction occurred.
That's-
You did, and you
Last
didn't
night,
report it.
you told me the first thing out of your mouth was 5 people dead on this train.
Yeah, that's all you would have known.
Oh, well, that's not newsworthy.
Like we couldn't have anticipated that a train on the East Coast crashing with people dead would be a news story. You son of a bitch! You hurt the show. You hurt the show.
No, you're not pinning this on
I want to apologize for the lack of entertainment in yesterday's show. We
entertainment.
The
We
lack
could
of
have and
newsworthy subject matter.
Yeah, I mean, we absolutely should have brought that to you. Could have been
Instead,
a
you went
sponsored
throughout the day
segment.
without ever hearing of it.
Yeah,
We apologize.
thanks
for
to
that.
E. That's on us. That's our bad. E's
You're-
bad,
you're
really.
now getting your news by the equivalent of the Pony Express.
Mm-hmm.
We've put your news into a bottle and thrown it into the ocean.
Yep.
You'll be receiving it later.
The Fady Express. There it
You
goes.
son of a bitch.
Nice job, E. A friend and colleague told CNN that Amtrak did not have Jacobs on their passenger list. And this is why this gets confusing, because they have, what do they call them? 10 pass tickets. So people can. So I thought I was really confused when I started watching this last night and this morning.
Oh, you
like-
can just use them whenever.
Yeah. So there's no like manifesto of like who's on board,
Gotcha.
and there is,
'Cause
and
it's
there
totally a commuter situation. It's
Yeah.
like getting on a bus or
totally.
Yeah.
And people that do these commutes a lot, they just buy a speed pass.
yeah. So
and-
if you don't go to work on Friday, you don't use it that day. You use it on Monday.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And so they're like, well, we know these people bought tickets to be on here, but there's a humongous number of people that could have been using
Hmm.
these other tickets that, we just don't have any idea.
See, this is a great opportunity for a walk away start over, right? Sort of like a 9/11
That's a
situation.
good point.
Assuming they've been
great
smashed to smithereens.
Yep. And then new life. There you go. You're
great-
off and running.
There you go.
That's a great point.
Wow.
You know,
I wonder if anyone's ever
Got a new wife on the Yucatan Peninsula.
Carol, if you will.
You're just down there, probably more like Rosita. Down
But
there.
see, how do you make out in that? Yeah, you get to ditch the lame family and all that shit, which is great.
yeah, you
but
don't
as
get
far
the
as-
insurance proceeds, or
which
anything
is
like that.
huge. You got to be able
That-
to collect
that
the insurance.
satisfies the guilt that you're going to have for leaving your whole family. You know they're getting it,
Yeah.
and,
and
then you
plus
go on
it
with
doesn't
your
matter.
life.
Yeah, you don't have the money, but you have the freedom now.
That's right. We're not driven by money, Mike.
freedom's worth more than the money.
Yeah, but
You
if you've
can't
got
put a price on freedom, Mike.
but if you've got $1 million policy,
But if
sitting
you've been
there-
hammered down by this
And you
wife
know
and
that-
kids that you fucking hate, you know what? You might have paid any money to get out of
but
that.
you want that bitch that you can't stand to collect $1 million on your ass.
And by the way, yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Oh.
No, I still say it's better to get the walk away.
Maybe you make a minor adjustment to the insurance policy, the year before without her knowing it.
How are you going to
that
you're
what, if
You're
I-
anticipating a walkaway situation.
Wait, so let me get this straight, Jay.
You're gonna just
You're
take
gonna
train
say
rides.
you're gonna say that.
Yeah, you're buying tickets to every train on the planet.
So in order for your plan to work,
Right,
let's
right.
just back this up. You're going to take $1 million policy out on your death, and in the event of your death, the dead you is able to collect $500,000. Is that how this
No.
works?
I'm rerouting it to people other than the wife that you hate, assuming there's a
Oh.
wife that you hate.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
goes to some other account somewhere.
Well, that won't tip anyone off.
Right.
I mean, granted, you're thinking of this plan on the fly.
Change the beneficiary.
I commend your thought process here.
creativity.
Yeah, the creativity
Yeah, it
to
just
work
won't
this
work,
out.
though.
but you know,
I mean, to be able to anticipate a train crash, I mean, that's really
How often does
remarkable.
it-
It really is that you would. I mean, think about the scenario that would need to take place for
Right.
you to capitalize on this plan. of
Okay,
yours.
forget the insurance change. Just
I think
live
the
with
freedom's
the fact,
worth enough.
Live with the fact that these life burdens and the person you want to leave behind is getting the money, and you're free, as E said.
and you're not.
Freedom
There's
is-
no more child support. You don't have to give birthday presents. You have to go. You don't have to care about the wife
Dude,
anymore.
There's such a better solution, though. Go to the Grand Canyon, wait till she's holding the daughter, and poof, bye-bye. And then you collect $1 million, starting fresh, all arrows pointing upward.
No, there's
No,
way
all
too
arrows pointing at you.
Right.
No,
That's the
I mean,
problem.
it was an unfortunate incident. We got out there
Hey,
early on the
those
rim,
people
and
even get caught. We've already done stories where those people already get caught.
they're stupid. They talk about it. They brag about
put it on
it on
podcasts.
shows and stuff. But if you're smart about it, if you're not a moron, you could pull this off. I'm
I'd rather
telling you.
try to anticipate my own
demise,
demise.
train
Well,
crash.
by the way, not
Good
even
luck
not,
with that.
And it has to be not just a train crash, but a train crash that you make it, you survive, and they think that you're dead. There's a lot of dominoes that have to fall there. Right?
It's a
Well,
tenuous house of cards I've built.
But
Yeah.
but real quick too, the other thing is, remember when we kind of do the good news out of Maryland story, where the idea is that the guys, when you read these and the woman is survived with 2 kids, it is way worse, I think, for a woman to be survived. You know what I mean? Because the guys trying to find another guy when you have 2 kids, I think is a lot harder than a guy finding
Depends
a
what
chick.
she looks like.
Because
Because if Jay was out of the picture, you'd take Gab in a heartbeat. She's got 3
Don't even
kids.
think about it, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, get
Oh,
your
that's
mind out
so
of there. E.
gross.
Get your. I'm
Why'd
just
you
saying.
go there?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
that he,
make
not
me
that,
barf.
But
not
for
that he
most-
could. I'm just saying that he would not look at her and go,
Might
well,
as well
she's
just-
got 3 kids. Forgetting them out.
Might
I
as well
just
just
think-
crap on my grave.
I just,
Mike, that was.
I
oh.
wouldn't let that happen. I'd rather she never
Promise
loved
me.
again than be with Big E.
no, but I'm
That
just
would
saying,
never happen, Jay. Never.
I think it would be harder.
Take it off your plate. Take it off your plate. It's gone. It won't happen. It can't happen.
I know that.
I don't
I-
care what a upstanding citizen E grows into when he finally matures and grows up.
The stock inspector.
Honey,
Just
I'm
keep-
home.
I keep
I'll
looking at
meet
that
you at
hat.
Live Fit tonight.
Shit.
No, but I'm serious.
Shall we go to the closet, hun?
Oh, God.
Oh,
That
why
would
did you
really-
make me go there, E?
That would really be a spit in the face.
Dude,
I
enough.
wonder if
I'm
Jay's
not
looking
saying
down at the
anything,
moon
dude.
tonight. I wonder if he's looking down at the moon tonight, too.
I'm just saying, I think it's a lot harder for a widow of 2 kids, because a lot of guys are like, there's baggage, and at that point she's had 2 kids, so you never know what. For guys with 2 kids, he could be drilling chicks like that. It's just a lot easier for guys to be.
Drilling chicks.
I'm just saying, I think so. You don't agree with that? You don't think it'd be a lot easier for a guy to get like sympathy, love from many
Yeah.
girls
I agree with it.
than girl? Yeah.
Yeah, sort of.
I just think guys just see girls with too much baggage, and girls see guys with a father as like, poor, he's got these 2 kids and he's a loving father. But guys just see girls with 2 chicks and no husband, like, oh, geez, I'm gonna have to be a dad. And
E's point is that women are more emotional and nurturing.
Yes.
Wow, that's groundbreaking.
Yeah.
A groundbreaking thought by E.
Thank you. I've done a lot of study on this subject.
So a lot of these patients are in hospitals now. One of the doctors, Dr. Cushing at Temple University, said they had 23 people come in, mostly leg, arm, and rib fractures caused when other passengers, objects fell on them. I mean, imagine a train
Oh,
just like,
all of a sudden, you're just flying through the air.
yeah. People that walked away. It sounds like the people at the back of the train fared much better, obviously, than the people at the front. But it was like you felt a bump, and it was like, oh, that was weird. And then it was like a big bump, and then fucking in the washing machine.
Wow.
Yeah. Just crushed. Yeah. The mayor described the scene of devastation following the crash. He said all 7 trains, including the engine, were in various stages of disarray. Cars were completely overturned, ripped apart. It's an absolute disastrous mess. I've never seen anything like this in my life. Paul Chwing was on the train. He said he was watching a Netflix when the train started to decelerate, like someone had slammed on the brakes.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Japanese.
I'm interpreting.
Yeah. Thank you.
Suddenly you could see everyone starting to shake. You could see people's stuff flying over me. Chung said another passenger urged me to escape the back of the car, which I did. He said he saw passengers trying to escape through windows of cars tipped on their sides. The front of train is really mangled. It's a complete wreck. The whole thing is like a pyre of metal. I'm just quoting the news story.
Right. Yeah.
And then we got Gabby Ruby, who's 18 years old from New Jersey. She was headed home when the derailment occurred. She said, I was nearly like asleep when suddenly the train like fell off the track.
OMG.
The next few minutes were filled with like broken glass and like smoke. They told us we had to like run away from the train in case like another train came.
Hope she was able to tweet this out afterwards.
She was. I think like the fact that I walked off the train kind of made it even like more surreal because a lot of people didn't walk off.
Oh, you mean the guys that died?
Right. I walked off as if like her words. I walked off as if like I was in a movie. There were people standing around, people with bloody faces. It was so gross. There were people, chairs, tables mangled in the compartment, power cables all buckled down as you stepped off the train.
Would you? I'm just so. Would you even do interviews? Like, I really am so
No.
cynical about this stuff. Like, wouldn't you just say, "Look, I was just in a fucking crane. No thanks, but no thanks."
Yeah.
Right. Just walk by them. It's weird.
mean,
you
I've always
need-
thought that too.
I would think I would punch one of them.
Right.
Like,
You
dude, are
literally
you serious?
are
Are you
in a-
kidding me? Look at this fucking thing.
Right. People died. You're sitting on some seat. You just got thrown around. You're walking out of a train. Wouldn't you just be like, no, fuck, I'm not talking right now?
Yeah.
I've never really gotten it.
Yeah, I can't imagine going. I like walked off as if like I was in a movie. I can't imagine saying that to a reporter who walked up and went, "What was it like?"
Yeah.
And stick a mic in your face.
And you're sitting there spelling your last name for them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
WEBSTER.
Hey. This will be great news for everybody involved. I know I can tell by the looks on your face you're all wondering. President Obama has released a statement.
Oh, whoa.
Yep, saying he and his wife
Is
Michelle
he happy about it or sad?
they were shocked and
Dismayed. Saddened.
deeply
Deeply saddened.
saddened
going with
to hear the
happy.
tragedy. And then this was the key, and what most of us were hoping he would come out and say something. But our thoughts and prayers go out to the family and friends of those we lost last night and all that shit. And to the many passengers today to begin their long road to recovery and all that shit.
Blah, blah.
Yeah. So thank God the president came out to say that his thoughts and prayers were with the families and friends.
Groundbreaking words by
Can they just get to the point where it's literally just a paragraph and just a few insert the lines, which is what it is already.
Totally.
But like, just send it out.
Sure,
and
his
just,
press secretary just shoots him a quick text or email. You okay with this? Yep. Boom.
Yeah.
Right. He didn't even.
It seems like so disingenuous to me to say the same shit no matter what the level of tragedy. Our thoughts and prayers
that's a
go
great
up.
point.
It's just like if you're just gonna send the same tired press release that every president for 50 years has said to the press anytime there's any sort of tragedy.
Yeah, but what are you going to reword it?
it
Like, my sorrow knows no bounds.
Yes. Yes. At least I couldn't make fun of them for doing the thoughts and prayers and all that shit.
Well, and to Mike's point, it makes it seem like if one person dies and if 200 people die, it's literally the same thing.
It's equally tragic, E. Every life matters.
Yeah, your thoughts and prayers do need to focus to those individuals. I'm just saying I think you could word it better than our thoughts and prayers go out to the families and
why
the friends
reinvent the wheel, Mike? If it works, it works. If it's not,
I would argue it doesn't work. That would be my argument.
I would argue it doesn't matter. So they know it, and so they're just throwing it out.
Where's our clocky?
Oh shit!
You son of a bitch!
Fuck. Sorry. Sorry.
God damn it!
Fuck.
Have we been going for 3 hours?
I don't know.
I have no idea where we're at. How about you start one now?
10 minutes or 3 hours? I have no idea.
I'm not sure. Is it Thursday, Friday? What day is it? I'm not even sure anymore.
No, it's not.
No, I don't see anything on the screen. I completely
I think we have to assume we just have to start over. You remember what you said? Let's just start it over. I remember what I said.
Do you have your script from the first 20 minutes of the show? I don't even know if I have my script anymore. I mean, I could try and dig it up.
Yes,
real
I'm
quick.
doing well to quite well, Mike. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Yeah. Shit. Can you buy me a second so I can find my script from the beginning of the show?
As you may have heard,
we're about 30 minutes in, by the way.
Oh, look at this.
So he just invented a time up.
No, I know for a fact that at one point I said it's 9:37. Should we kind of get going?
He's just spitballing it right now.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
As you may have heard, Zot Ford is in the middle of their spring cleaning sale. That means all 2014 inventory has got to go, and it has to go now! While supplies last, you can get 0% financing for 72 months on almost every 2014 in stock. Also, the rebates on the 2014 cars, trucks, and SUVs have never been higher at Zot Ford than they are right now. It's not very often you can finance a brand new Ford with $0 out of pocket and 0% financing. So please hurry down to Zot Ford at I-75 and exit 98. Jump all over those smoking hot deals the same way I jump all over Big E for being a fuckface. Check out their massive inventory and incredibly hot sales staff at ZotFord.com.
We got a chick who is getting murdered on social media for a tweet she sent out last night. She was actually on the train that went down in Philadelphia and a victim on the train that crashed and is now getting hammered on social media.
What did she say?
What do? Well, she's a Washington National Opera musician who was on board the train. And Jennifer Kim.
Ooh, me sorry, me no speak Chinese.
Yeah, she was among the 238 passengers traveling from D.C. to New York when it went off the rails. They say at 9 o'clock. Oh, I thought I said 9:30 earlier, but now it's getting even
before
earlier.
the show.
It was before the show. Wow.
Well,
again, I apologize, everybody.
He was about to blame us. Did you see that? He was about to. Well, it was before. So if you guys were doing your prep, then you should have come.
About to.
You son of a bitch.
Pass the buck. It's all about passing the buck.
About 15 minutes after the wreck, Ms. Kim sent out a tweet directed at the accounts at Amtrak and at Amtrak NEC, which read, "Thank you a lot for derailing my train. Can I please get my violin back from the second car on the train?"
Oh, come on,
Fidel?
dude.
She had a Fidel that she was traveling with that was in the second train. And 15 minutes after the crash,
bitch.
she sent a picture of the train crashed over with emergency workers all over it with blue and red lights. And that's the tweet she sent out.
Wow.
Thanks a lot for derailing my train. Can I please get my violin back from the second car of the train?
What a Jesus.
Showing how utterly selfish humans are.
Wow, man.
In that moment.
No perspective, Miss Kim.
Yeah. She it was the message condemned by other Twitter users as insensitive and in poor taste has since been deleted. Her whole account was deleted after she got murdered for it.
Crazy.
She's a studio musician she's recorded soundtracks for movies like Noah, the Russell Crowe movie. She's also worked with people like Sting and Michael Bublé.
Wow, nice.
Wow, I bet she'd be not into herself at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just needing that.
It's the worst kind of Fidel player, isn't it? E?
It is the worst. The pompous Fidel player
Yeah.
It's my biggest pet peeve, Jay.
Is it bad that I
respect the Fidel?
Exactly. Like I do.
Maybe
obviously.
we could send her our Fidel. It's not being used. I mean, if she's out of Fidel,
I'm sure she plays like a $2 million Fidel, you know?
Well, it's better than nothing. If you have no Fidel, our
Sure,
Fidel's better than no
if hers
Fidel.
is smashed to smithereens.
I'm guessing she's not going to see it that way. Someone who would tweet to the train company to get her Fidel back 15 minutes after a crash.
I don't think she'd be appreciative.
Of that one over there.
Kmart
Yeah,
Fidel.
she might send a tweet out to us that look at this piece of shit that look at this a piece of shit that someone just sent to me.
It's out of tune.
It looks like a retard played it.
I don't have any rosin left.
The strings are from 2001.
Yes.
Yeah. Talk about being out of touch. Oh, Miss Kim.
Another social media misstep.
That seems like such. I mean, how could that possibly? How in that moment is it bad that I kind of wonder if her Fidel's okay? I want to know what happened to the Fidel now.
No,
she brought this on herself. I want to know what happened to the Fidel. But
I get that you'd be upset. Like, imagine your prized guitar, and you're not even like a studio musician, not even close. But imagine,
well, I wouldn't say not even close.
You know,
but
imagine traveling with that, and then all of a sudden, this really expensive guitar is gone, and you would really like to go on there and get it.
Yeah, but
take the guitar out of it, put something else you value. Yourself.
No, I honestly, I can't imagine in that. Like, think about the situation that's just happened. A train, 7 cars have fallen over. You wouldn't have to be a genius to look at that and go, "Oh my God, there could be 100 people dead in this." You would have to think that there likely is a lot of people dead, and your first thought is to tweet out, "Where's my Fidel?"
Yeah, because there's no way you could reasonably think like you're gonna help the situation. Like, oh, maybe this will help me get my Fidel back, which I really want, and you can understand why she'd really want it back.
Yeah,
but she's just so insensitive and out of touch that like that's her bitching.
Yeah,
and she finds that appropriate.
Wow, I guess that's the disconnect that I can't imagine.
I'm gonna bitch about. Oh my God, I'm gonna bitch about how inconvenient this is.
Yeah,
boom. Because there's no way, like I said, that she's thinking, well, if I tweet this, then maybe someone will get in contact with me and allow me to go on there and get my Fidel.
Yeah.
There's no way she's thinking that.
She's probably thinking, oh my God, look how inconvenienced I've been. Everybody's going to rally behind me like, you poor dear. Of course they lost your luggage. Of course. Leave it to the train company. You know, when I was on a train once, they lost my bags. Just like when I was on the plane and they lost my bags. It's so irritating and frustrating.
It's probably sitting right there and they could grab it for you.
Yeah. But all these emergency workers are in my way. They won't even let me near it. Like, how out of touch could you possibly be, though? Whatever. So anyway, I do want to know what happens to her Fidel, though. I got to be honest. I kind of want to know what the outcome of the Fidel is.
To the Astronome file.
All right. Keep a tabs on the Kim.
Oh, yeah. This is the time, by the way.
Oh, that you just made up?
Yeah, you totally did.
You just made that up.
No, I did not, because I started
into the mic, you son of a bitch.
Because I started that sound recorder at the same time I started the
YouTube. He's guessing. He's spitballing.
He's guessing.
Whatever. I don't care.
Jay, I'm pretty sure. Who's your favorite evil dictator in the world?
Un.
Little Un. That son of a bitch has outdone himself.
What's he got?
Well, North Korea's defense minister.
I don't feel like Chinese tonight anyway.
Just anticipating.
He's been publicly executed with an anti-aircraft gun. Yes, you heard that right. With an anti-aircraft gun. You son of a bitch, you've outdone yourself.
Yeah, he wasn't in an aircraft. Oh no.
No.
No, don't misunderstand.
The anti-aircraft gun was not in an aircraft. Neither was the defense minister. Both were on level ground. Who do you think won that fight?
Wow. Wow, Oon.
So what did he do? Did he?
Oh, he must have done something really bad.
He overthrew the government.
Oh, had to be.
He fucked Oon's mom.
Had to do something like that.
Yeah, he took a nap during a meeting, military meeting.
Outrage!
This is outrageous,
Dude, you can't. You know how Un is, though, dude. If you're going to that meeting and you're a little tired, take a 5-hour or a Red Bull.
Grab a Red Bull.
I mean,
A refreshing Red Bull.
Yeah,
You got no one to blame but yourself, Mr. Defense Minister.
I'm just saying, dude. You don't want to be going in and falling asleep at a meeting when Un's there.
Well, apparently he talked back a little bit here and there too.
Yeah.
So he kind of had it coming.
Yeah, he sounds kind of like a dick too. You know what he was talking back to him about?
What?
The reports are that Un wanted to put a theme park up for like a giant water park, which they've built, giant water park. And this sick son of a bitch defense minister thought that maybe putting a theme park up wasn't the best idea, that maybe we could try to build some infrastructure for our people.
Oh, what an asshole.
He
doesn't
get
it. He doesn't get it.
I know.
Big picture, my man.
Un wants a
God,
theme.
dude.
Who doesn't love a theme park? Water slides, go-karts.
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, get on Team Un here. That sounds sweet.
Yeah, this would be really fun for Un. I can't believe that guy
Tried to deny him
didn't
that.
appreciate that.
Yeah. Hyun Young Chol, 66 years old. Guy can't take a 5-minute snooze at 66. Jesus Christ, dude. I'm not second guessing your tactics. Don't worry.
Sounds like you are.
He was named the head of North Korea's military in 2012. He was killed in front of hundreds of officials at a military camp in Pyongyang back on April 30th. It's not the first time a ZPU-4 anti-aircraft gun a ZPU-4 anti-aircraft gun. This is one of those
like
guns.
PU-34 space
modulator. It has 4 submachine guns.
Where is the earth-shattering kaboom? There should be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Oh, there was. One of those where you just pull the trigger and it's got 4 machine guns that just whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah.
Oof. So he was like
So-
right up against this gun, and they just
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the first time they've used the ZPU-4 anti-aircraft gun. It's been used for executions in North Korea. Recently, they've uncovered some satellite images of Un's little terrorist playground.
I wonder what the guys examining those images first thought. They're probably like, what the hell?
is
He's
this?
got stands, like risers, and then he's got this anti-aircraft gun sitting there, and he's got another pedestal. What the hell is this?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, they showed satellite images showing a number of unidentified people being mowed down at the same camp last October. Those images showed the targets 100 feet from the guns.
Oh boy.
These guns have a range of 26,000 feet.
Imagine that from 100.
100.
It's just getting started.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, hundreds of officials watched the execution in Pyongyang. Hyun was killed by anti-aircraft gun at King Kong Military Academy, a method cited in various unconfirmed reports as being reserved for senior officials who the leadership wishes to make examples of.
The shells in that thing have to be bigger than this gavel, right? Each one.
Each shell, yeah, the ones that look like they were probably a foot.
So you're 100 feet away, just getting whomped by. Oh,
Yeah,
you'd be smithereens.
incinerated. Yeah, it would take a human body and explode it.
Probably be
Mhm.
the best way, though. Actually, I mean, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't feel that.
That's
Pretty
kind of true.
instantaneous.
Yeah, but it would make a burial in a casket really difficult for your family.
It would,
I mean,
yeah.
ask Gary, the
Open-
dead
open-
body expert.
Open casket would not be.
Recommended.
available.
I'm not saying you couldn't do
But
it.
you know what,
You
if
could
you-
all go and examine the mush.
They'd pack you like hamburger,
Yeah.
right? like a package of hamburger. You just want a couple pounds. No, this would be 160 pounds.
What would you do? Would you try to put his uniform on the minced meat? Put some glasses into the meat? Here's your beloved father. There he is. Jeez.
God.
He looks smaller than I remember.
Well, the dog run up and start eating when before we collect.
So
and that's another thing. He used to feed guys to dogs, right? Or he does that?
Oh yeah. I've got some details about that.
So wouldn't you rather be womped by this thing?
I
By the
would.
PU-34 space modulator?
I would.
Yeah.
Yes. Hayung Chung, or excuse me, my Chinese is a little, or my Korean is a little bad. I'm just learning it. Hayun Young Chol is the latest in a long line of officials and aides to fall victim to Un since he rose to power in 2011. More than 70 officials have been purged by Un. 70 of his top leaders. While Kim usually opts for firing squads using machine guns, that's his preferred method.
Yeah.
There have been reports of officials being killed using mortar rounds. Those are what take down buildings.
Damn, dude.
It was claimed he had his uncle eaten alive by a pack of starving dogs. So he starved those dogs.
Like 100 of them, right?
Yeah. It was claimed that Kim had Jang Song-tik, once his political mentor, executed in 2013, having him stripped naked, thrown into a cage with his 5 closest aides, and then had him eaten alive by 120 dogs that were deliberately starved while the president watched.
God, what a sick little son of a bitch, man.
Jang was detained on an array of charges, including treason and corruption. Kim had described his uncle, who was married to his father's sister, as a traitor, womanizer, and despicable human scum. Kim also reportedly had an ex-girlfriend executed because there were rumors that she was in a porn.
Yeah, I remember that.
Singer Hyun Sung-woo and 11 other members of performing groups were accused of making videos of themselves having sex and selling those videos for distribution in China. Other band members, as well as the families of the victims, were made to watch the mass executions.
Imagine the embarrassment that would bring to the supreme leader. You can't do shit like that.
No. Since the start of the year, 16 senior officials are thought to have been executed, including 2 at the vice minister level.
Can you imagine being the next guy in line for that promotion? You'd be like, that's bittersweet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for the opportunity, but
yeah. I think if you haven't learned by now that I don't give a shit what Un says, let's just ride this thing out and see where this wave takes us. I mean, that's the best you can do. He wants a putt-putt golf course. I love
yes.
it. No. I wasn't going to say that, but that is such a brilliant idea. Only the supreme being could come up with that one. I mean, that's just a win for everybody. No matter what he says.
It's pretty obvious what the answer is. You're right.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, these images were taken in October last year. The ZPU, or the what did you call it? The space
PU-34 space modulator.
They said victims would be pulverized. Ooh,
Pulverized. Smithereenies.
And their justice system, while a great system,
Swift.
It's very swift. Hayun was arrested late last month, executed 3 days later without legal proceedings.
Swift indeed.
That's the way you get things done. I mean, this idea of
Due process and
tying up the justice system. I mean, you could speak to that better than anybody, Jay, but it's just
how many taxpayer dollars they saved there, E.
Exactly.
It's
Tons.
incredible.
Imagine being picked up 3 days later, you're pulverized.
Right.
Done. Well, on to the next order of business. That was easy.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, should we take a quick time out?
Sure.
And
just a quick one.
Yeah, we'll take a quick one. And we'll come back and we'll talk about a potential for a new Pigman case. And then we got a 95-year-old that was beating some guy off, which is always fun. We'll do that and plenty more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey, TDC friends, you know who it is. Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zod Ford in Holly. As Jay mentioned before, Zod Ford is all about offering our customers choices. Bruce Jenner chose to be a chick. Big E chose to be normcore. And Jay has foolishly chosen to be Big E's trainer. That's how life goes. Well, now you can choose which new Ford you'd like to enjoy. Right now, lease a new 2015 Fiesta, Focus, or Fusion for just $145 a month for only 24 months. Friends, even the cult leader will agree. These deals are too good to pass up. Just $145 for a new Fiesta, Focus, or Fusion. Hurry down to Zot Ford at I-75 and exit 98, or check out our sick deals and our massive inventory at zotford.com. Get there.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to a Thursday episode of the Detroit Cast with Mike and Jay. Of course, Big E is here too. And we should probably mention
Instagram,
yeah.
Yeah, we have our giveaway. Please follow us on Instagram if you haven't already, and encourage your friends to do so. Make sure your account is public in order for us to see your entry, because at the end of this deal, when we get to 400, computer program is going to pick 5 winners.
Yeah, what Jay's talking about is a giveaway we're doing for one of our new fancy mugs, which I think came out really cool.
They are cool.
Yeah, I've had plenty of mugs that I've dealt with over the years, and I really like this mug.
I think it's deserving of a purchase of a set of 6.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Or 12.
You could replace your entire mug lineup with Detroit Cast mugs.
And if you're on the fence, like, maybe I'll get it. We did a limited run of them, to be honest with you. Not that we can't do more, but I don't know. There weren't.
They might be collector's items.
They could be. If
we might tweak them.
If we don't do another run of them or whatever, there just weren't. We didn't buy that many of them to be.
You know what you could do if you own a business, just replace all the office's mugs with
there
Detroit
you go.
Cast mugs.
Like the way you think.
Yeah.
The new hat is in that store too.
Yep.
Not to shift gears, but while we mentioned it, the new hat with the Shield logo on the back, it looks badass. I think that came out really well. That's in the store. Tank tops for women. We've got a white tank top, which is the Detroit Cast on the front of it. Sweatshirts with the big logo on the front instead of just the stitching. It's screen printed. They're pretty sweet. So if you're interested in anything like that, check it out at our store.
Yeah. So as for the giveaway, make sure you're following us on Instagram. You're using the hashtag the Detroit Cast 400. Repost the pic and make sure you're spelling the hashtag right. I think some of you need more time learning the English language, Sonny. Because some of you we've seen spelling Det Riot instead of Detroit.
Yeah. The hashtag the Detroit Cast 400.
Yep. Encourage your friends to follow, and 5 winners will be chosen once we hit 400. So get to it. Also, Amazon. We got to mention Amazon. We'll continue to remind you of this. Please click our Amazon link on our homepage and shop that way. When you go through there, that's just an easy way to donate to the show. Yeah, bookmark it, and
that's
that
the best way to do it.
It picks up that it's our link. So every time you shop on Amazon, we're just going to get a little bit of a kickback from that, and it helps us out tremendously. And it's a way to donate without paying more or anything like that. Nothing more has to be tacked onto your tab. It's just Amazon gives us back a percentage for promoting that.
Yeah, and and we're seeing results right away in 1 week. It's like we've kicked that idea around for a while of putting that on there. We were encouraged to do so, and when we did, it was like, wow, people actually shop at Amazon a lot. So
they do.
It could be really good. So the easiest way, like we said, is to bookmark it, and then every time you go through Amazon, it'll just automatically hook up the Detroit Cast. So
you got it.
Yeah. Now, Jay's favorite trial, probably since you got here, hasn't started yet. The Pigman.
But by tomorrow, we will know the status of that trial.
I know.
No,
he's got a big day.
Whoa. We'll see.
He's got a big call to make. Let's see if he can handle one call.
Don't set your expectations too high.
Yeah.
Did anyone hear that? I don't know.
No, they didn't.
Don't set your expectations too high. Probably heard that.
Well, we got an interesting story out of New Jersey or New York.
What
guy? Yeah, not that it matters, but he almost pulled off a Pigman.
Oh.
And the Pigman, of course, is the guy that did the Hot Carl.
Hot Carl.
He left his kid in his car. His little buddy.
What was his buddy's name? God,
Connor?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
Connor. My little buddy,
Every
Connor.
little kid's named Connor now, right?
Yeah, right. Well, this guy called 911, and he asks for help after realizing, I forgot my 1-year-old in the car. In the back of my SUV after parking it. He was in Massachusetts is where that was.
Mm-hmm.
911 calls made about 8:20 this morning while on the train. He was on the train and
oh my God, can you imagine that? So he parked at like a commuter lot.
Yes.
Got on the train.
Yeah.
The train proceeded to crash. No, he realizes it as he's going. Oh my God, my kid's in the back seat.
Yeah. Could you see how that would be possible as a father?
Yeah, I guess we've talked about it before, where you're just in the zone.
Yeah.
The Monday or the morning drive to work, dude. I feel it on the way home from here.
Yeah.
where you're just tired as shit, and all of a sudden I'm at my garage. Like,
yeah.
holy shit.
Isn't that weird?
It's frightening.
It's a weird feeling. I've had that feeling many, many times where I'm at home and it's like,
How the hell did I get here?
I know my car's in the garage, so I drove here, but you just get on autopilot.
Yeah.
Well, this guy says today was one of the worst days of my life. He doesn't want anyone to know who he is. He's like, this is how I would be the unnamed man.
Yeah.
I would be the unnamed man.
So he's just throwing this out there as a heed my warning.
Well, it was a statement because the 911 call was made public.
Okay.
And so people are like trying to get statement from him. And so they released a statement saying it was one of the worst days of my life. And I felt fortunate that it was a mild temperature day out. The baby had fallen asleep in the child seat and I went into autopilot. I had what I thought was a safeguard procedure against this in place that I neglected to use today. Obviously, we will be doing more to prevent this going forward.
I bet his wife was pissed.
Oh, yeah. Well, you want to hear the 911 call?
Yeah. That'd be brutal as you're just hauling away on a train.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I left by accident my toddler in my SUV at North Quincy Station.
You left what?
My little baby.
I can't hear you, sir.
Can you hear me?
You're fading out.
All right, can you hear me now?
A little bit.
I'm sorry, I'm on the train.
That's okay.
Sounds
I
panicked.
left my 1-year-old baby in my SUV by accident this morning at North Quincy Station. I'm on my way back to the station now.
What kind of car is it?
What kind of car is it? Saturn View. And it's parked near the McDonald's side of the North Quincy lot.
North Quincy lot where?
North Quincy
lot where? McDonald's side of the lot, about the third row from the place where you pay for your ticket.
All right, stand by. Stay on the line with me. Do not hang up.
Do not hang up.
777 and 778.
Go find a car. Find a car. He parked the car in the wrong garage with a baby in it.
We start up to the North Quincy T station in the lot by the McDonald's side. I have a gentleman on the phone. He's on the train. He left his
this lady's for
1-year-old
real?
baby inside a black Saturn
Central
View.
casting.
Yeah, really.
All right, how far out are you?
How far out are you?
Charles MGH.
Picture with a cigarette hanging out of the corner of her mouth.
Charles MGH.
Jet black hair with some grays in it.
Charles?
Charles?
Okay, we have help on the way there.
Yeah, I probably dropped her off about 7:45.
You what?
I probably left the T station at about 7:45.
Okay, we got help on the way there.
Okay, I'll meet them there as soon as I can.
Okay.
You could just hear the hyperventilating in his voice, like, oh, she's gonna kill me.
Well, you're just praying the kid isn't dead, man.
Well, I was gonna say there are some people thinking, that are the public, the court of public opinion is, string him up and hang him. Some people, obviously, a lot of people are, like, oh my God, I could totally see that happening.
Yeah.
With a young baby or a young child, you don't get much sleep. And
well, that, and if you don't regularly take the kid to childcare, maybe you switch off with your wife a couple times a week.
Yeah.
And it's just not part of your routine every morning.
But where this guy, I think, really, really fucked up was if you're trying to off your kid and you can't call 911 20 minutes into your train, like that's just not enough time.
Yeah. Got to wait for a much hotter day.
I mean, we've seen this play out before. You don't do it on a day that's 45 degrees out, and you certainly don't. I mean, I get where he was going by calling 911. I'm on the train coming back.
Yeah.
But if you're really trying to pull a pigman, you got to wait 7-8 hours.
Got to wait for it to start stinksing.
Yeah. I mean, you want to make the call to your wife. Hey, did you pick up little buddy yet? I'm on my way home. Did you pick up little buddy? That's how you pull that deal off. So
put some stakes in the ground. Like, hey, I made the call about the little buddy. Then I called 911.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean, this
second try might work better.
Yeah,
We'll
this
see.
was doomed to fail, in my opinion.
Practice run.
Yeah,
We'll call it that.
right. But I think it might, if this kid goes and dies next week in the same kind of way, and he's like, he kind of blew his opportunity here.
I'm saying you don't get a practice run.
I don't think you do. I don't think you do. It's kind of like if Beth goes off the cliff now. I've kind of sunk my own ship there at this point.
I would agree with that.
So I've got to find a more creative way. If something were to happen, I'd have to find a more creative way to do it because I've kind of, that ship sailed for me.
For sure.
The cliff. So anyway, good effort. Good try, I suppose. I mean, but I've seen better execution. I got to be honest with you. Now, a guy, we'll stick with the car theme. A guy, this happened in Brazil, was caught on camera having sex with his car.
Well,
not in his car. I mean, with his car. Looks like he was putting his banana in the tailpipe. You want to see my
won't
man?
fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
Here you go.
Oh my God, he is. Oh, look at him go. Look at him go. What a loser. What a complete loser. How do you get there, man?
You son of a bitch.
How do you get there?
Look at
That's
them
your
hips.
life, dude. That's your life.
Look at them hips just thrusting away.
He is. Look at this guy. It's filmed in landscape. I got to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah, not bad, huh?
It's filmed in landscape from, I don't know, 6 feet behind him.
Start at the beginning of this and watch. He notices the camera
Yeah.
right away.
Can't help himself. The urge is so great, Mike. Look at this guy.
Oh, E. Oh, E. Oh. Sorry, folks. The bit's ruined.
Here he goes. Looks
Right
back.
there, looks back at the camera.
It's like, I don't care. I don't care. This is so hot.
Where is the pleasure in that?
Dude,
What am I
it's a
missing?
freaking metal pipe.
What am I missing here? Is it possible this is bullshit? His pants are up. So if he's doing this, he's fishing it through the hole.
Right.
Is it possible they're trying to get a viral video here? Like if we sent E out, had him pull his pants down and start banging a tree, and we kind of snuck up behind and filmed it like that.
Yeah, but
do you
I
think it
sure
could go
wouldn't want.
viral?
I sure wouldn't want to show my face on that thing
Well,
that's about to go viral.
But it's E's
and
face.
well,
You don't care about showing E's face.
so this
do
is the Brazilian version of E.
Yeah.
That's what you're suggesting.
I maybe.
It could be.
I mean, it really looks like he's, and I got to give him credit. I mean, he's
He's up
supporting
in
his
that
body
shit.
weight with one hand. His knees are really bent. I mean, he's trying to get under the exhaust of the ass end of the car.
What I don't get is like, I mean,
Some people are saying,
this
by
is-
the way, that they think he's a homo because he's going in the tailpipe and not the
Yeah.
intake.
Jesus.
That if he was going in the intake, that would be.
The hole is pretty big though to me. Is he
And
really
it's steel, dude, or
I know.
aluminum, whatever it is.
But-
you're
but-
you're
but-
rubbing. This is like doing a tree. We talked about doing a
Yeah.
tree, and E
Yeah.
aptly pointed out that sap would provide the required lubricant. Well, here there would be no such lubricant, right? E.
Does it sound like
Well, I
that
don't
car
even-
is
not just
running?
even, but the whole, I mean, yeah, the phrase of like putting a hamburger down a hallway or whatever is like or hot dog. Sorry,
Right, you're gonna have to rub an edge at some point to
yeah,
get
like
anything.
he's not gonna. I mean, unless he's just unless his girth is just unreal.
Well, you know,
And
he
maybe
is.
it is. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't say, but
That's God. I hope it's fake, right?
it's a small car. It could be a small tailpipe.
But like, come on, dude. I mean, we all know what dicks like around are like.
Do we?
Yeah,
know?
it
No,
would
not all of us
It would
do.
certainly seem that any tailpipe would be too big to find pleasure in that manner.
Just to be.
I guess I
to be
haven't
how he's-
inspected tailpipes that much, but I think he's right. man.
What if you filled it with something?
Well,
But then at that
that's a
point, why
suggestion.
don't you
I
just
don't
go
know.
bang a hole? You know,
Well, he
dig,
is.
dig a hole in the ground. I mean,
I smell a
Hole in
rat
the
with
ground.
this. I got to be honest with you.
yeah.
Something tells me, yeah, I don't know. The
It
tailpipe-
can't be, dude. That can't be right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd have to line it with something, and then it's like, what's the point then?
I mean, he
in
really
love
looks
with
like
your
he's
car?
getting in there.
Wasn't there one of those shows though? Weren't you guys telling me
Oh,
about some
yeah.
dude who fell in love with his car and named it, and
Yeah.
like literally, like made love to the backseat of this car.
Yeah.
And pictured himself as like doing the car. And I think the car was a male, right? That was the strangest wrinkle, I think, is that he was specific about it being a male and that he was gay with this car.
Yeah, I
They're
don't
out
remember.
there, man, walking amongst us.
I know the story you're talking about. I don't remember the details, but I do remember him like acting like he was banging the car.
Yeah, like seducing the car and everything.
It seems like in your
Well,
normal
there's a show
your
called
leather
like Abnormal. Yeah, there's a show called, what is it, like Abnormal Love? Because there was the people that were in love with the mannequins, and
I love the way
Yeah.
your vinyl sticks to my leg on the hot sunny day.
I would just think there are like just walk through your house. I mean, if you're looking for just a hole,
Right,
to-
that's what I'm saying. Just dig
cut
a little hole in the ground and just start thrusting on that.
I mean, cut a top off a soda can and fill it with peanut butter or jelly
Well, I mean,
or jelly,
you
and
got mayonnaise
go to
though,
town.
it's something. I mean,
Mayonnaise. E, have you done mayonnaise?
No, but it seemed like it would be better than a tailpipe to a car. And you
I
can,
agree.
And there
Try
are,
to keep it water based if possible, righty?
well, and there's cars driving by. He's on an open road. It looks like you can see cars
You can
driving.
hear them, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
hear them. You can't really see them, but
I was wondering if that car was running, if the exhaust was on, and
it'd
maybe there
burn
was
the
some.
shit out of them.
Would it?
Yeah, man.
I was thinking maybe it'd just be warm.
no.
Maybe that's what he's into. I don't know.
Hmm.
It's a small car. Probably has very, very low emissions.
His emissions are coming though.
They are.
Dude, you know,
What?
every time I hear the word emissions or nocturnal emissions, it's so far back, but it was referring to Mike and wondering about abstinence of priests. And you just this idea of like how they must just have nocturnal emissions and nocturnal emissions.
That's a great phrase. Nocturnal emissions.
I
It's
think it's
used
just
in
that
every sex ed class across the nation. Everybody's heard that.
Yeah.
Nocturnal emissions.
Oh yeah.
I think I was just listening to something with it you saying it the other day, and that's why it's still in my mind.
Yeah, we were talking about celibate priests,
Right.
And the idea that they must just get constant nocturnal emissions because that release has to come through.
It has
Right.
to.
And do they get mad at themselves like they've sinned?
Yeah.
Like, oh my Lord.
I don't remember that conversation.
I actually do remember, but I don't. I remember.
Was that
very
before me?
We
No.
were talking about the guy who met with the Pope, and he had a hideous wife. They were
Yeah,
ugly.
dude. That's
and,
right.
And they met with the Pope and some cardinals and some priests, like high level motherfuckers. And they were like talking about how important their sex life was.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And the priests were like taking it all in, and the Pope and they were like, no, it's my wife's just look at her titties. They're amazing. Look at them titties. I love fucking my wife. It's amazing.
It's a nocturnal emissions. Just I'm nocturnal emissions in my pants. Oh Lord forgive me. The idea a wind would blow by or something. Oh no. I'm sorry, dude. I went down a weird way, maybe. But.
No, that's funny. Then we got a guy who, look at this son of a bitch. Look at this poops. Look at that poops. It's a 95-year-old dude.
That's a really big nose, no?
Oh, yeah. The nose never stops growing, right? Isn't it the nose and the ears?
Really?
Yeah, that never stop growing. That's why old men have like huge floppy ears and big noses.
Huh.
Yeah, I thought I read that somewhere, that the noses and the ears never stop growing. So this guy tried to mug this 95-year-old. Yeah, look it up, E. See if you can look that up. It's science, Jay. It's not in your wheelhouse, but yeah. 95-year-old. He tried to mug a 95-year-old World War II veteran. This son of a bitch used his cane to beat this guy off.
Nice.
Yeah,
I wish we could call him Patty, our friend in Indiana, who beat off the robber.
Is she in Indiana? I thought she was in Chicago area. She's a big Cubs fan.
Yeah.
She was
in Indiana.
She was
though.
from Indiana,
Yeah.
but
she
she
is a Cubs fan.
They don't have a team in Indiana.
Beat him off with a massager,
Mm-hmm.
back scratcher.
You and I talked to her after that
Yep.
too, a couple months back. Well, this guy, this is in New Hampshire, and the guy that got beat off by this dude turned himself into police. His name's the guy that did the beating off, the old man, Arthur Cambaris, was leaving a pharmacy when a man approached him, reached for his wallet, which was zippered in his pocket. Not getting anything by this old guy. So Art put up a fight and struck his assailant several times with his cane, and then a good Samaritan was driving by and saw as they call him, the feisty, nonagenarian.
Octogenarian?
Nonagenarian.
Huh. Oh, because he's in his 90s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nonagenarian. I figured
Nice.
you would appreciate that.
That is great. Yeah, that's great.
The feisty nonagenarian.
Huh.
So he came to his aid and then the attacker fled. He was not hurt, and his savior drove him home.
Can you imagine the loss of street cred? You'd have negative street cred after failing to rob a 95-year-old.
Yeah.
You know?
Push him over.
Yeah, dude.
I know, just a simple some wind, possibly. Just
police searched for the man and circulated a grainy surveillance photo showing this dude in a baseball cap. They issued a warrant last week for 42-year-old David Farnsworth, and then Farnsworth turned himself in and was arraigned shortly thereafter.
God.
He proclaimed his innocence in court and described the incident as a big misunderstanding. This is just a misunderstanding.
I'm laughing at the fact that I made a joke that just flopped. No,
I let it die.
I didn't even hear it. Say it again.
It bombed.
No, say it again.
It bombed so miserably
that I didn't even hear it.
You didn't even hear it, and I chose to ignore it.
Sorry.
I chose to just move on. I figured if I was just going to let that thing die where it died.
No, I'd like to
and carry on.
I'd like to exhume said joke.
It just popped. I said it. No one said anything.
What did you say, you son of a bitch? Exhume now.
You're talking about the idea of it being easy to get an old man
to knock him over, because I was referring to when you said when Officer Walters was taking on the 95-year-old guy,
right? And
you went, push him over,
right?
And I remarked that maybe just some wind, and I went.
I actually heard him go, and I just went, no, nope.
I think I turned away at that point.
I was actually looking at Jay's face when I said it.
For acceptance, of course.
And he turned away. Then you just started reading it. And like 10 seconds later, just like, wow, that just bombed.
Is there any worse feeling
worse
than laying an egg? You just laid an eggy and it sat there for probably 2 seconds before I went, anywho.
Dude, it's one thing. Like I mean, sometimes you say something just not
some wind.
No, it's one thing. Like sometimes something's just not as funny, but that was just dead, complete. And I went.
Well, the funny thing is, usually it takes Jay. Jay usually doesn't let those moments go. He'll either give you the finish the thought. And then that
call you a son of a bitch.
That eggs me on to go, oh no, that was good. That was a good one.
I know.
But the fact that Jay wasn't paying attention in that instant, it went over him, and I just decided, you know what, we're just gonna let that lie right.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's so weird doing this because you are right. It's this thing that you do for a certain amount of time, and you try to be funny, and sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah, just some wind.
And I don't know why, but this particular time I just couldn't get over it. That's why I just started laughing, because I just realized how bad it was and how no one reacted, and you just kept reading.
Well, this guy, the 42-year-old suspect has a criminal record pretty lengthy, stretching back to the 90s. Of course, he claims just big misunderstanding. Yeah, I was trying to, I don't know, make sure his wallet was safe in his pocket.
Wallet inspector.
Mr.
That's a Simpsons thing.
Yeah. Mr. Art said he feels bad for his attacker and hopes the justice system will go easy on him.
Wow, Art's a forgiving man.
Yeah, he probably needs help. He wasn't aggressive. He wasn't wild. It wouldn't take that much to push me and roll me on the ground.
He wasn't aggressive. Wow.
Yeah. The attempted robbery suspect has a young daughter. That's always good.
Whoa.
Art was picking up his wife's prescriptions. This son of a bitch is still married at 95, going and picking up scripts for his wife.
Means he's driving around too, doesn't it?
Well, he had to get a ride home though.
Oh, okay.
So maybe he lives right next door to it or something, and I'm assuming because he's got his cane with him.
Right.
He started to get the feeling that someone was following him. The man approached him as he left the pharmacy and attempted to grab his wallet. I'm not a fighter. I'm too old to do that, but I did lift my cane and struck him on the shoulder. I reasoned that Had this attacker been armed with a knife, he would have used it by now. So I decided to try and fend him off. I hit him 3 or 4 more times.
That's a great old man phrase. I reasoned that.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody under the age
Right.
of 80 would say, I reasoned that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I reasoned, or I reckoned.
Yeah.
Love reckoned.
God, what is with old man's hair?
Let me
Old-
see. Is it just
old-
crazy?
Old man hair gets crazy.
Yeah.
quick. Why do they never have why are they never shorn properly?
This guy is like the professor in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Doc Brown?
Christopher Lloyd.
Crazy ass hair.
Is that his name? Is that right?
I think he just stopped caring about anything after, I don't know, 75,
Yeah,
80.
hell
right?
yeah. Who
Or
gives a
40. Yeah, I get that. I totally get that.
I
but
mean,
it's-
about anything.
yeah.
Why you,
Yeah,
what
I
is
know-
it- what
I
are you
know that
going
feeling.
for?
But that crazy hair, and I don't know if it's just a photographer waiting for the wind to blow right.
Speaking of the windy.
Yeah. Listen back. Treat yourselves.
I'm going to.
Treat yourselves and go back a few minutes and enjoy that dive bomb that E laid. You've earned it, listeners. Treat yourselves. Go back and enjoy
There's
that
not
bomb.
a worse feeling in my life than I'm just having it be that dead enough that literally you couldn't even make fun of me about it. Dead enough that Jay just turned away and then Mike just kept moving on. Real quick, by the way,
I was embarrassed for you. I was just like, he takes such a sound beating on a normal basis. I'm just going to let that sit.
I was sitting there for a second going, what the fuck did I just say? How dumb. Just real quick, by the way, bones. The thing is bones stop growing, but cartilage doesn't. So ears and
Wow,
nose,
man.
and then elbows end up eventually elongating from gravity, and it makes the ears look even bigger because cartilage doesn't stop growing. Plus, earlobes are obviously all that
Gravity.
weight's. Yeah, so
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's awesome.
Hey, DetroitCast listeners, do I have some great news for you? Right now, you can lease a new 2015 Taurus SHO for just $293 for 24 months. If you're not familiar with the Taurus SHO, let me share a couple little details with you. She has a 365 horsepower twin turbo EcoBoost V6 engine, all-wheel drive, pimped out leather interior, fat 20-inch aluminum wheels, and all this with wicked style, fuel economy, and roomy interior to boot. So if you aren't already diving into your current crappy-ass ride to head to Zott Ford and Holly, I suggest you do it soon, because leasing a $47,000 Taurus SHO for just $293 per month won't last long, I promise you that. Hurry down, because this deal is only while supplies last. Zott Ford and Holly, get there.
Moms really do apparently know their children well. I mentioned, Jay, earlier to you this video that I have.
Dude, I've not seen this. I'm really interested to see this.
Yeah, this is a mother she's kind of making fun of a situation that a lot of mothers can relate to. Jennifer Clausen is her name. She's from Los Angeles, and her 4-year-old daughter, she knows her so well. She knows her tantrums
by heart.
Yeah. And so it's teeth brushing time. Is teeth brushing time a difficult time?
No.
Really? I would imagine that washing, showering, bathing,
dude,
teeth brushing,
honestly, if you whip your kids into shape when they're younger than this, you don't have problems with that shit.
Really?
Yeah.
So you just beat them into submission?
Totally.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, this mom is having trouble with the kid to brush her teeth, and I haven't even seen this whole video myself, but I thought it was pretty funny, and I wanted to get your opinion if you or Gab would know.
No,
but you guys don't have tantrums in your house.
Nip that in the bud long ago, Mike.
The king, as if the king would allow said things
That's
in his court, as it were.
Hell no.
All right, what do we got, E?
Ready to brush your teeth?
And scratch. Mommy. Look. Look.
She's lip syncing the whole thing.
You pay for this?
This tantrum brought to you by sheer exhaustion and invisible scratch on her arm.
Nice.
So she's trying to get her to look at the scratch. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That is. It was edited a little bit. They did a little bit in post, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, early on, and I think she messed up, so they edited it. But yeah, that's good, man. Know your kid. I like that.
Yeah. Now, a story that hits close to heart for me. An Oregon man has pled not guilty to killing his girlfriend while they hiked along the Columbia River Gorge 6 years ago. Stephen Nichols is his name. He's from Oregon. He says he did not
up my
murder.
headphones, E.
Oh, no.
Son of a bitch.
They working? Oh, E.
Get out of there.
That's not even. I do shit.
You
to
son of a
yourself.
bitch. You fucked everything up.
No, I didn't.
Did he turn the power off?
Okay, now I'm back. Okay, good. Well, you rattled everything around.
Oh, E. That's Jay's headphone amplifier.
Right.
Don't touch the King's headphone amplifier. How many times do we have to go through
Expect me
this?
to do the show.
I didn't touch it.
Huh?
I didn't touch it.
So
how do you expect to ride our coattails if I can't hear through
You're
the
right.
headphones?
That's a good point. I don't know.
So this guy is expected to stand trial in May or June of next year on the murder charge following the death of his 23-year-old girlfriend. And I'm dying to know how he landed this 23-year-old girlfriend.
Oh, I saw the corresponding pictures, the images.
Mm-hmm.
They do not correspond.
No. Well, Rhonda Casto is her name. She fell 100 feet on a steep, narrow path.
Well, that happens, right, Mike?
Yeah, she fell off a cliff
while hiking.
And then he tried
with her bow.
Yeah. What are you going to do? It happens. Slips and falls happen, Jay. He later tried and failed to collect her $1 million life insurance policy. Now, why a 23-year-old would have $1 million policy for a boyfriend, I don't know.
Oof. How long before did they take those out?
The year before, I think.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you got to plan in advance if you're going to pull something like that. He was arrested at the San Francisco International Airport after returning from China. Yes. She fell along a narrow, steep section of the trail that features wire cables and
Stop
pipe handrails.
feeling your panoose, okay? You've been doing that for the last 2 minutes. I've let it go.
Sorry.
Now stop. It's getting excessive.
The trail is very steep, narrow, and it's been pretty wet and slippery. There was still snow on the ground down near the parking lots. The papers also reveal the couple each bought this $1 million policy in late 2008. So
They
this
each
happened.
bought one.
Yeah, they bought one on each other. Oh, honey, I think we should both get just in case.
Probably a better move, yeah, than just taking it out on her.
Yeah. They named each other as beneficiaries. Ms. Casto's mother said, I think about her last moments and what she was thinking when she fell, how she's not going to be there to see her daughter take her first steps.
Good point.
Yep. Not many details were released about her death at the time, other than to say that a male companion, Nichols, called 911. You got to do that.
Sure.
Act like, yeah. To say she had fallen off the ledge where they were hiking. The popular hiking destination has been the scene of other accidents, quote unquote, in the past. So,
you see how this happens, Mike. See
oh
how
yeah,
it plays out.
Oh, well, good luck proving that. How are you going to prove that? If you don't have witnesses, they're going to look at autopsy reports, and what are you going to do? See like a handprint on her back? Like seriously?
Right. I know.
Like, yeah, she went off a cliff. What do you think the autopsy is going to look like? And if there's no cameras,
no witnesses,
and there's no witnesses, and
there's no confession.
Yeah, accidents happen. Slippery terrain, narrow path. And if you remember, by the way, I know I've painted myself into a corner. I understand that. If you remember how that story went, I was simply nervous that we were on a very narrow path.
And she was going to push you
off a cliff. No, I was worried that if she slipped on this path,
you would be blamed.
That I would be fucked, because how do you? And it was like, and then I realized, well, wait a minute, I'm the way bigger asshole. If something was going to go down, she'd push me over before I'd push her over. But I was just saying, my point was how easy it would be when you're on a desolate cliff somewhere or off a mountain ledge,
a bluff,
yeah. Like, how the hell would you? There's no railings. You just bye. Please don't tell on me. Nothing that matters. You're gone. It's over. Well, can't mourn forever, righty?
Break a few eggs, ready?
That'd be the ultimate sweeperoo for sure.
You just did the making it rain. He just added. He just conflated the making it rain and the sweeperoo.
Well, in a way, in this case, it might be the same thing.
Yeah, he wasn't able to collect. I don't know why they would deny him. Right. It was an accident off a cliff. What are you going to do? Not covered? Apparently not. And then we got a manager at an Ohio pizzeria who went on the run after being accused of secretly filming female employees in the restroom.
I don't get it. Why is that hot?
Thumb over a garden hose. I don't know.
I just don't get that.
Yeah, this idea of them like pulling down their pants and sitting on a toilet. Like, oh, that's awesome.
And imagine what you're getting half the time.
Oh, I know. Right. It's like the gynecologist on paper. Oh yeah, my gynecologist. That'd be great. No. You're a gynecologist. This guy is filming chicks at a pizzeria.
I know the chicks that are working at a
tens are working or walking into the pizzeria.
Yeah, you're getting more explosive diarrhea than just hot vag shots.
Yeah, for sure. Well, maybe that's what he's into. He's a scat freak.
He was arrested 3,000 miles away at the Grand Canyon.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Up to no good, I'm sure.
Paul Strebler. He's from Ohio. He's accused of secretly filming staff in the bathroom. When his wife found the videos on the family computer. Oh, imagine that. You think you've got this great husband who's just running a pizza shop.
Complete prevert.
And then you go on his computer and see thousands of videos of just random idiots.
Oh, God.
Be out in a minute.
Oh. It's odd. It's different. They're walking amongst us.
He was found by the National Park Service Rangers at a spot known as the Abyss. I was at the Abyss.
Were you?
Yep. They had reason to believe he was heading to the national park, so they were on the lookout for him. They located his car at the Bright Angel Lodge, which is next door to where Beth and I stayed.
No
we
shit.
stayed right there at the Bright Angel Lodge.
What, did they think he's like going to hide out in the canyon or something?
They thought he was going to jump.
Oh, okay.
He's going to push himself over a cliff.
Huh.
Twist on the whole
He's going to drive 3,000 miles to jump off that cliff. I mean, there's other cliffs, bridges,
they negotiated,
towers, buildings.
They negotiated with him for 3 hours. Maybe he wanted to see a national park before he went. I know it seems like it seems like a weird thing to do, but you know, he's thinking about killing himself. They didn't talk him down for 3 hours, negotiate with him. He was taken to a hospital. Around 15 victims.
Unless he's going for the, this could go into a what is a crazy defense or
insanity?
Insanity. I don't know.
Do you guys remember when the Brady Bunch went to the Grand Canyon?
No.
I remember when they went to Hawaii.
Do you remember when Bobby got lost and he met his little Indian friend?
What?
It was a damn good thing Bobby put those baked beans into his flashlight. You remember that?
No.
Come on, man. You don't remember this episode?
I don't watch.
I did watch that. I don't remember. I vaguely remember them going to the Grand Canyon. Was this one of those special episodes?
Totally.
Yeah.
They went to Hawaii, as you remember, and the tiki and all that.
Yeah.
The bad luck.
Possessed or
the tarantula.
Oh, the tarantula freaked me out.
The thing felt the face mask fell off the wall, almost killed Peter.
Yeah.
And you've got the surfing accident.
Yeah.
Greg goes up missing. I remember them cutting to a commercial and just going, shit. Is Greg dead? So
as if they're gonna.
You don't remember the Grand Canyon episode?
I don't remember the Grand Canyon episode.
Damn
I got to
it,
be
dude.
honest with you. I don't. They say this guy's going to be brought up on child porn charges too, because some of the people that happened to stroll into this spider's web were under 16.
Sure. Good. Go get him.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Kind of looks like a creep too.
He's an alleged son of a bitch.
I don't know what's going on with that hair, but I don't like it.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
It's an interesting balding pattern.
I've never seen that.
Twist.
He has a bald spot, half an inch from the front bang.
Yeah.
So a half inch back, just picture a bald spot about 3 inches long by 2 inches wide. But then this front bang, he's got spiked up.
Yeah. He's making it work. He's doing what he can with what he's got.
Very interesting.
Whew.
What do you think? At that point, you just shave it? I definitely
Hell
do.
yes.
Yeah.
There's no shame in being bald, man.
No.
I would
Absolutely
shave
not.
that
There's
shit so
shame in
fast.
having this though.
Yeah, totally. I agree. Trying to hide it, that's shameful. Just
Yeah.
shave that shit off.
Yeah, the grow it 2 feet long and flop it over.
Dude.
No.
Why would
Just shave
anyone
that shit.
ever think that's a good idea? And, like, as if nobody isn't just making
who you
fun of you.
fooling, man?
Well,
This guy's put product in this.
Oh,
hair.
yeah.
He's got product.
Spiking that little thing up.
He hit it with a blow dryer just to get it spiked up. And
why don't you just, like, people are just going to be making fun of you. It's
Yeah,
going to be worse.
The comb over, the best part of the comb over is when the wind, again, you're windy.
Oh.
When the wind blows and it blows up those locks.
yeah.
And you end up with like 3-foot locks on one side of your head. It's like when Bill Murray in Kingpin, his hair comes
I love
unraveled
it. Yeah.
That's
at
great.
the end when he's all out of sorts and
Yeah.
stressed out.
It's the funniest scenes ever.
God,
When
it's
his
the
hair's
best.
going crazy.
He's
when he's
talking to the ball.
He's focusing in. He's got his glove
That's
on.
a
and his
good
hair's
movie,
just
man.
It's just
a great
unwound.
That
Love it.
whole movie's pretty good.
It is, man.
I
agree.
Murray.
we mentioned that cop. We should probably do the Michael Dowd story.
Yeah, talk about that guy.
Was 23 years old. He'd been a New York NYPD cop in Brooklyn's 75th precinct for just 2 years. Already he was becoming jaded. He was broke and was about to abandon his dream of becoming a good cop for a reality so steeped in crime and excess that it would earn him the title NYPD's most corrupt cop. Wow, I love this son of a bitch. This is the kind of policing in neighborhoods that I'm destined to do
on Friday.
Yes. This is my dream gig right here. Oh,
pocket some dope.
Fuck yeah, sell it on the streets. This is the way to do it. This is the way that officers should be allowed to run their businesses. I think we
Capitalism.
can all agree on this, right?
It's America, man.
It's America. He pulled over this car that was driving without plates, and the driver was an 18-year-old Puerto Rican kid with no registration, no insurance, a bundle of $100 bills in his pockets. To Michael, with $3 in his own pocket, a mortgage to pay, and a wife and child to support, the picture was all upside down. I told him he had $1,500 to $2,000 in tickets, or I suggested that if he bought me a nice lobster lunch, I could let him go. With that, he promptly took $200 out of his wallet and left it on the back seat for me. His story is the focus of a new movie-length documentary, The 7-5, which is the 75th precinct. It splices testimony from key players with the stark reality of the East New York section of Brooklyn 3 decades ago when it was rife with crime and drugs. It was the 80s and crack was flooding New York. East New York was a war zone, the streets a bloodbath. This is before broken windows policy that the police reforms that Giuliani and Police Commissioner Bill Bratton brought to town, which saw the streets swamped with cops, even though this minor offense was targeted relentlessly. On his watch, Dowd says that cops were dissuaded from making drug arrests because they were too expensive for the city to process. Dowd is a story of lawlessness in the garb of uniform of cops and robbers, and with Dowd, his one-time partner, Kenny Urell, playing both roles. So these guys were playing both sides for sure. Across 8 of 10 and a half years during which he was an NYPD cop, he lived a life of escalating crime and excess. He shook down dealers. He took protection money from drug lords. He planned and took part in armed robberies.
Damn.
I love this son of a bitch. He stole from crime scenes money and drugs and ultimately trafficked and dealt drugs himself. He spent openly and lavishly, owned 4 properties and a condo in Florida, took trips to Atlantic City, and drove a brand new Vet to work. It shocked even him that he got away with it for so long. When he was finally caught, outrage over his behavior was intensified by the fact that it wasn't internal affairs that finally put him down, but Suffolk County police who caught him and Urell in their own undercover drug sting. So they've got a drug sting going on, and they wrap up 2 cops in the spider web. Nothing in the academy had prepared him for the reality of the streets. The first time somebody calls you officer, you're looking around to find the officer. I think we can all relate to that. The first time you're in a grocery store and someone calls you sir,
right?
You're like, huh?
Well, maybe you guys.
Well, you'll get there. You learn the walk of someone who has a gun. You learn the eye drift of someone who's on drugs. It's a process, and part of that process was making the decision between vouchering something you find, recording and registering cash and possessions found in the course of an arrest, or just taking it. Dowd's justification for the first time was he felt underappreciated. But the thrill of getting away with it was what kept him coming back for more. The next time an opportunity presented itself, he was at a shooting in a drug house. He was the first to arrive on the scene. I show up, I can't get in the building because this guy's head is blocking the door. I'm literally walking over his body to get in. Inside, you can see his partner, They were young kids wiping the blood off their best friend's hands. There's money and drugs there, a lot. I see a separate stash of about $800. This guy's not paying attention, so I just take it. I put it in my pocket. Then the investigators show up. There's about 5 pounds of weed, another $500 in cash. The sergeant goes, "Is that it?" And he looks at me, and I felt like he knew. So I took the $800 out of my pocket, and I gave it back to him. I was still at that point feeling uncomfortable about taking anything. Later that night, Dowd saw the sergeant at a local bar and approached him. He said, I said, "Sarge, when I handed you that money today, I took it out of my pocket. What did you think?" He said, "I don't give a fuck what you do before I get there. I don't give a fuck what you do before I get there. And if it happens, and if I happen to get there and you've already got something, I didn't see shit."
Wow, man.
Yeah.
License to steal.
The good old days being a cop. Good old days. Sons of bitches. Bingo. A light went on. Like, people do this? You ain't the only one. Like, I had permission now. From then on, I made sure I was the first guy on the crime scene. He took bags of money from drug houses, guns, coke. At the time, a kilo of coke was worth $34,000 on the streets. When he found a stash, his first thought was, pay dirt. We all knew it was wrong, myself especially, but it was an addictive excitement. There's still a gleam in Dowd's eyes today as he relives some of those stories of himself and his crew, a band of like-minded cops who protected each other. Together, they used raid tactics learned at the academy to stage armed robberies of stores known to front drug dealing. Holy shit.
What was the movie with Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke where Denzel was the crooked cop? That's what this is reminding me of.
Oh, I wonder if that
wasn't set in New York. It was set, I think, in LA, but same sort of deal.
Yeah.
Where he was just so crooked. And
was that it was a big movie?
Yeah. Yeah. I think he won an Oscar for it, actually.
Yeah.
Denzel.
Oh,
I bet if we had a Google machine in front of us, we could figure it out.
Yeah. No, I totally know the movie you're talking about.
Denzel, Oscar winner, best actor.
Yeah.
I don't know. Those might be things that I'd type in
cop
to a Google machine.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? I'm just kidding.
Should we wait?
I don't know. I don't type fast, so I don't know what you want.
Then in September 1986, 13 cops were arrested in a different precinct on corruption charges. In the wake, many of Dowd's crew resigned, fearing that they might be next to be caught up and busted. Only Dowd gambled that the department wouldn't want another scandal on its hands. He felt more secure in his lifestyle after the other precinct fell. His gamble paid off. The only job of which he seems truly ashamed of was a robbery. This sounds fucked up. Called in by a 16-year-old girl. So Dowd comes in. He's like, "You got any money hidden in the house?" She was like, "Yeah, I don't know where it is. My mother, I'm not sure where my mother kept it." So he's like, "Well, how about you phone your mother, ask her where the savings were, and I'll check it out for you."
Jeez.
And so she calls. He finds $600 stashed, takes it. He's like, they hit you. Yeah, they got your $600.
Oh, what a dick.
It was the fall of 1987. That was their life savings, by the way, this family. Yeah, total bullshit. Officer Walters would not have done that, for the record. Fall of 87, he and a new partner, Kenny Urell, leaving this house in their squad car, Dowd fished out $100. So he steals $600 from this house. He fishes out $100 out of his pocket and hands it to Urell. When he took it, he knew he was in. Dowd and Urell were only actually partners for a year until Urell broke his wrist and retired from the force on a disability pension. But their business arrangement lasted far longer. Dowd brokered a deal between the cops and a drug baron, Adam Diaz, in return for a down payment of $24,000 and $8,000 cash a week. They would tip him off if there were to be raids and protect his drug dealing from the law.
Wow, eight grand a week, man.
A week, and 24 grand up front. Dowd still considered himself a cop, but the reality was he was working for Diaz while wearing the NYPD uniform. He was making so much money that at a time when his paycheck was around $600 a week, half the time he forgot to even pick it up.
You would, man.
Yeah. My wife, Bonnie, kept telling me to stop, but I couldn't stop. I loved the extra money so much, and I spent it very openly. I thought about getting caught, and then I'd dismiss it because I was getting away with it for so long right in front of everybody. I thought none of the cops would give me up. That was his miscalculation. He wasn't just trafficking and selling drugs. He was using and drinking heavily. So Dowd and Urell had set up a kid called Harry as a dealer. And unknown to them, Harry had become the target of an undercover drug sting in Suffolk County. So back in May of 92, 8 years after their first take, Dowd's world imploded. Urell was in the drug house when Suffolk County police battered down the door and raided the premises. Dowd was on a shift, drunk on vodka, high on coke. And from the dashboard of his patrol car, he's ripping rails off the dashboard of his patrol car. Love these sons of bitches. This is the kind of cop I would have been. These are my boys. Sons of bitch. I love it. Today, he recalls the whole day as surreal. He had a sense of being followed, of seeing undercover cars at every turn. And as he and his then partner pulled into the precinct and he walked into the door, he said, I felt the shadows behind me. The desk sergeant points to the door and says, go see the captain. I turn around and I see
got
these
it,
guys.
Jay. I was waiting for a pause here.
Okay, I have no confidence in you. So
Training day?
there you go. Training day.
Okay.
I was waiting for a pause. I wasn't just going to start pausing into his talking.
You usually do. I have zero confidence in your ability to read a pause or read a Google machine. So,
well,
as he almost chokes on a bottle cap. You're such a fuckhead.
I've looked up the video.
Stock inspector. He's wearing his stock inspector hat.
I know.
We digress. Well placed comment though. I'm glad you got that in.
Well,
there.
I saw you were starting to search for it, so I wasn't going to have you fucking say it and then say, "Oh, Eric couldn't find it before I did."
Well, I'm not sure who found it first. Jay just was kind enough not to interrupt the story. But,
okay,
whatever.
Okay, let's get it back going.
Well, you stopped it, so you can start it again, I suppose.
So go see the captain. You remember? Should I start over with the story, or
I remember he was feeling someone following him. Somebody said, "Go see
I
the
could
captain."
start over from the beginning if people got so derailed like a Philly train that we can't.
I think we're good.
Okay, so he goes into the precinct. I can't remember where we were.
What are you talking about?
Go see the captain. I turn around and I see these guys coming up the stairs. Their badge is out and they say internal affairs. They've got a piece of paper in their hand. They say, we're taking you for a department ordered drug test. I was like, okay. In that moment, Dowd felt relief. I thought, okay, job's over. Kiss it goodbye. The monkey's off my back. Later, Dowd was arrested on charges of drug conspiracy. As he was cuffed, officers searched him and found a bag of coke in his pocket. I'm half drunk. I'm high. They empty my pockets, find the coke. The guys look at me and I say, I got a little problem, I guess. I still thought I could fix it. I still thought I could win. Unbeknownst to Dowd, though, Urel, the FBI had been conducting an ongoing investigation into the drug baron with whom they worked. They were on tape brokering deals, taking payments, selling drugs. When confronted with this reality and the prospect of a federal case, Urel did the one thing Dowd thought he would never do. He gave him up. Son of a bitch, rat. Ugh. Turn your boy in like that?
Your brother.
He jayed
it's
him.
your brother.
Get it? 'Cause Jay would turn you in for murder. That's what I was getting at there.
Oh, I know he would.
I've got the episode numbers written down. Yeah.
It's why I'll keep it from him. If I murder anybody, I'm not saying a word to Jay. You better not either, you son of a bitch, if I tell you about it.
I told you I would got your back.
Thank you. Don't you dare say a word to Jay. I don't care how drunk you get. Don't tell him.
I would think about the victim's family. What can I do?
Yeah.
Well, that's selfish.
Can't bring him back, Jay. Nothing. It's done. The deed is done. Nothing you can do can bring them back and fix that situation. So why ruin my life? That's selfish of you.
By that wording, then nobody that does any murder should ever go to prison ever.
Well, I didn't say that. I said if I'm involved in it. If I'm involved in it, I want the rules to change for me. Today, Dowd says he feels guilt and remorse and all that shit. He served 12 years for racketeering and conspiracy to distribute narcotics. Urel didn't spend one day in jail.
Wow, man.
Yeah. I never went in planning to be a bad cop. I wanted to be a good cop. I have a dream all the time that I'm wearing a uniform and I'm being a good cop. The good cop's still in me. He just chose the wrong path. Yeah.
It's 12 years, really? I don't know. I guess it
sounds worth it, doesn't it, huh? 12 years?
I mean, he only was in...
How do you justify? Like, I don't understand how you drive a new vet to work and have 4 properties on a cop's salary.
Yeah, you're making $600 a week. I mean, I get it. I'm not naive to how things really work, but like taxes and stuff. I mean, you get to a point where don't they see that you're spending this kind of money, that you have property? Like, it's one thing, like,
yeah,
yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
I don't get how you get away with it in that way.
Yeah. Well, again, it's a
12 years. Yeah.
His story is the focus of a new documentary, The 7-5.
How long did he live like that?
For 8 of 10.5 years. He was on the force for 10.5 years, and 8 of them.
Would you take 8 years of just awesome life, fucking rich and drugs and alcohol for 12 years of
it's almost like the cop version of the Wolf on Wall Street, Wolf of Wall Street.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Just complete
totally.
excess.
Yeah.
Just complete drug and alcohol binge, just taking whatever you can. And
Can you see how that could happen?
I think so. Yeah.
I do
Especially
too.
with a cop where your life is on the line. And like you said, this narrative seems upside down. You got this young punk rolling around with $1,500 in his pocket. I've got 3.
Yeah.
And I'm, trying to do the right thing. And he's an asshole. I should have a piece of that.
Yeah. And I can totally see when you talk about what was collected at a crime scene, it's drug money.
Yeah.
Like, so I could see if you walk in, and you could walk into a house with hundreds of thousands of dollars in it. Who's going to know if you just peel a grand off the top?
These guys have great accounting records where they're going to account for every penny. No.
And we've seen that time and again where it's like, they don't even know what's in the evidence room.
Yeah.
Like in Detroit, didn't have a problem with that.
Yeah. And then you start thinking, well, if I don't take it, these guys are going to take it, or someone's
going to take it anyway.
Is going to go in there, and you'd resolve it in your mind like that.
Yeah.
Not that that's necessarily going to happen all the time, but
no, but I could just see how that could happen if you're first on the scene.
Totally.
And there's a pile of cash sitting there, and you've got bills to pay. Not that it's right, but the temptation. Holy shit.
Yeah, because in most of those examples, but for the one where he took the stash from the lady and her daughter, you're just taking them from criminals. Like, fuck them.
And even if they're sitting there watching you, it's your word
Yeah.
against some fucking crack dealer. Who
Right.
cares? Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know what I'll do if
Friday,
it presents
right.
itself, the situation presents itself on Friday.
Where you're first on the scene.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's likely, actually.
Hopefully it's not humid and your sticker doesn't peel off.
Hey, don't even joke.
Hello, my name is.
Hopefully it's not humid.
Junior Officer Walters. No, God, that's my nightmare. Oh, that's my nightmare. That won't happen. Not to me. Not on my watch.
Yeah, we're looking at thunderstorms possibly in 78, Mike.
That's Jay.
High of 78. Thunderstorm.
Oh,
yeah, well, crime doesn't take a day off when the weather turns.
Jay
Jay,
said that so much like corny radio, like, oh, we're looking at thunderstorms in 78 on Friday, guys. Oh, put those leave those golf clubs in the garage, huh?
78 rock and roll over degrees.
You're such a fuckhead. That's all I got to say about you.
I take that as a compliment.
We do have some email, Mike.
What do we got?
Do we have any email today?
I already answered that
Oh,
question.
okay. Sorry.
Straight out of Stockton. Tom writes in, barrister, cult leader, asshole with a man bun, but who seems cool, and endearing mentally challenged basement dweller who couldn't be bothered to proofread his own fucking bio. So the reference to the man bun was Kadog when he had his hair up that day.
I remember it well.
Yeah. Look, listen, I took it upon myself to grade Big E's new bio. So Tom went on the new website and read the bios.
Mm-hmm.
It was it was worse than I thought it'd be. I've attached a picture for your review. He got a D-, and that was generous as far as I'm concerned. Cool new website. Love the show. Good day, sir. Ice.
Is this guy a
Good day.
professional teacher, educator?
Dude, it certainly looks like it because he redlined it.
Oh no,
he printed it. He printed it out and took red marker to it and just ripped it apart.
15 out of 100.
I'm gonna.
He's got to be a teacher, right? Because some of these comments.
Not even spell check can help you, Big E. Eric Fady, or Big E, was fascinated with radio ever since he was a kid and always knew he wanted to work in it. He's got always knew he and scratched that out to has always.
Well, whatever.
He wanted to work in it in some capacity.
There's a lot of extra words. I'll say that. A lot of words that can be scratched out. I'm sure it can be slimmed.
After high school,
no, this is all necessary.
You capitalized H and S in high school. He says, why caps? He's got than instead of then. Broadcasting live, then.
These are all just.
Oh, yeah, this is bad. Ooh.
And we left it, man. We didn't proofread it. We didn't do anything. We just simply spell checked it.
An internet greeter
Unfortunately,
media.
well, he spelled checked it. We didn't.
Yeah. I technically.
Wow. Yeah, we should post this for people. That's funny.
Well,
Yeah, throw that up as the second page to his bio.
Yeah.
The checked version.
Yeah, this looks like everything I ever turned in.
Pretty typical.
Yeah, this is just par for the course.
Painted red. Stacy writes in, you guys, I've got to side with Walters on this one. It is extremely rare that I'll ever eat fast food. in normal life or on vacation, but there's something very foodie hipster about eating at In-N-Out when you're out on the West Coast. Really? Foodie hipster?
I don't know about that.
Foodie hipster about
It's
In-N-Out?
like
It's a freaking chain.
It's
but
just
it's
a weird
fast
thing that
food
has
restaurant.
right. I don't agree with that. It's just this weird thing that we all see on California. You always hear about it, and we don't have it here. So when you're
Another
out there, you
reason
go.
not to go. It's cliche. It's played out.
But it is better. The burgers are different. It's like an old 50s burger stand. I'm telling you, if you've never had it,
I've had them.
It totally
You
is
have?
better. You know why they're better? Because they don't make anything else. It's burgers, fries, and shakes. Isn't that the
Yeah,
deal?
yeah.
So they're not worried about making the McChicken.
They have
or,
a chicken sandwich there. They
No.
did when I
I thought
went.
I don't think so.
I've been to them in California. I've been to them in Texas.
I
I
swear
remember a
thought it
chicken
was like-
sandwich.
I thought it was just burgers, fries, and shakes too, but maybe not. Maybe they do have a chicken sandwich.
They used to make bumper
Chicken.
stickers that said In-N-Out Burger, and then you'd get rid of the B and the R, the front B and the last R, and it would be In-N-Out Urge.
Oh, okay.
But too many people were doing that, so they put an actual burger, picture of a burger, a picture of one, an image. I remember that back in
Interesting.
the day. That was back in the 90s.
Wow.
Anthony writes in, His Majesty, couch creature and 32-year-old homo.
I'll take couch creature.
I got Majesty.
31.
32, dude.
31.
That's what he objects to that phrase. 32-year-old homo, and he rejects the 32. Okay. I have to give E some credit. He is doing a great job. I think he really must be working harder because he is doing an unbelievable job being even more annoying with every episode. I didn't even think that was possible. I didn't even think that was possible, but he's doing a great job at it. Holy fuck, the buzzing and clicking it's at an all-time high. His lispy, feminine sounding voice can't even make complete sentences anymore. It's 3 words, change direction with 4 more words, then never mind. Quote, never mind. And what's up with the fact that he can't not giggle like a girl with every sentence he can get out of his mouth? What the fuck? At least the last few shows have been decent for about 30 minutes until you guys try to make him partake. Hashtag knock that shit off, Jay and Mike. He brings the flow of the show to a fucking stall over time. I have to agree with porn star. You mean Boner, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
The less
any
E
porn
talks, the better the show. Oh, and of course, E would have a guy fart in his mouth. The guys on Jackass did a similar stunt with the gas mask. E knows what I'm talking about. He's seen that show.
I've admitted that I've seen every episode and every movie of it. So you're not saying anything different there. I didn't say it was anything different. I said it was makes me some money. I'm looking at pictures of the In-N-Out Burger menu, by the way.
Images?
Images, exactly. I don't see any chicken on here. I think you get the double, the cheeseburger, hamburger, fries.
All right, I was there in the 90s. I recall a chicken sandwich, but
I didn't see a
whatever.
chicken
Because I remember that's what I remember thinking the big deal was supposed to be, is that because they don't do other stuff,
They can really focus on their main
I'm
product.
being serious. That's true.
That's stupid.
No,
It
it's
was a good
not. No,
burger.
it's not. It's not stupid. You think the McDonald's, when they have 10, 20 different sandwiches, is going to be better? It's not going to be better when you can just focus on a hamburger, cheeseburger, and a double. That's not
These
stupid.
things are made in some laboratory and then frozen and shipped to all the restaurants. It's not like they're making them. You don't think you can have a second laboratory guy put together a piece of chicken?
I don't.
A bunch of chicken parts, just meld them all together
No.
and make them into a patty and throw them out to all the restaurants?
Nope, I don't
really?
think that's, nope.
They're so busy concentrating on their burger and the quality. Only the
Yeah,
highest.
I think that's what
quality
happens. It
beef
is
used in our burger.
Yep, that's what I think.
Going back to the show samples string on the message board.
Yeah.
Emily writes in with suggestions. So the idea is, hey, give us suggestions on some show sample snippets that we can make to ship out on our website, right?
Yep.
Because they're shareable. It's great content to get to.
Hey,
new
I just want
users.
to add that now like the kill rate is up to 7 according to the Facebook. So just to let you know on the train situation,
the kill rate.
7 people dead.
The death total.
Yeah,
That's nice. That's.
I just want to throw it out there. I didn't want
Could
to
you get any more insensitive? I don't know. Refer to them as being smashed into smithereens, perhaps.
Oh, sorry.
7 individuals, 7 human beings have been smashed to
thought it-
smithereens.
I thought it was 7 when we
Oh.
started the show.
Was it? Never mind.
Thanks for interrupting. All right, back at it.
Okay.
Emily says Frank Caliendo bit prefaced with parts of Biggie's diary. God damn it, son. Dedek. Calling God damn it. Jay kicking Biggie's stinksing ass. Calling Jay's father-in-law. Pigment story. God, I love that Pigment story.
I
can't
know.
wait for it. Anything with an Asian theme. I like that one. Stories about Nana, Beth, and Gab in studio. Jay's how did I get here moment?
You said it a few.
Yeah, anything where Biggie talked into the mic, Biggie's story about how he was hit on by a man, or his stories about how he's been hit on by a man, and any story where Biggie was quiet. Those are all good suggestions.
Yeah.
The concern, however, is that some of those are too inside.
Yeah.
They need too much of a build up, too much of a backstory to really, I think, shine for a new listener. Would you agree, Mike?
I would totally agree with that, but it is eye-opening to see what people really liked.
Yeah.
People really seem to like hearing from, God damn it. We need to call Uwe again. Marcel, she's a good woman. Hasn't given me any since Marcel was born.
What did Derek say when his mom answered? Is the Fuhrer there?
Yeah, the Fuhrer. Is there any women over there? Yeah, Uwe's great. I think we could do
let's
better,
stop
though.
saying it and let's do it. All right. We got to get him on tape, man.
Yeah, the problem is he won't answer the phone.
I know.
So
We got to go. We've got to go
Marg and-
over there, dude, and just fucking throw up a recording device.
Yeah,
and just start
it's not a bad
kibitzing
idea.
with him.
Yeah.
It'd be good to see him anyway. We haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, I'm ready when you are. Let's go do that.
Let's do it. Look at him suck on this bottle.
Oh, sorry.
It's remarkable.
Yeah. At least he keeps his hands out of his pants.
Let's save the rest for tomorrow.
Okay. Well, let's call it a day there on a Thursday. Are we already on a Friday again?
Yeah. It's just clicking
Big
on by,
day.
isn't it?
I'm going to bang out this
dude.
show.
Head on over.
Then I'm heading out. I got some streets to protect.
Yeah, you do.
Public interest. On Friday.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to put your applique badge on and go at it.
Dude, I'm not having a sticker badge, period. I haven't gotten an update. I will take some pictures of me in action, whether I'm
in your windbreaker.
My bulletproof vest, thank you.
Sure.
Not my protective vest, bulletproof. I might even take one. I hear I get to shoot a taser.
Really?
Yep.
Kick ass.
At a perp, hope preferably. I want to kick in a door too.
Can you just take E for the taser thing you just mentioned?
I'm not doing it. I've seen people. No.
You might not have a choice. I know where the manor is, and I know where you might be working. So I could just show up and blast you. I'm part of the law. What are you going to do?
There you go. Kick down the door and blast the son of a bitch.
Could you imagine if I stormed Zotford and just lit Biggie up?
You come wheeling up in your car with the bubble gum on the gumdrop on the top.
Yeah, just crash through the fucking plate glass at Zotford. Freeze, you son of a bitch! On your knees! Where is he? Where is he? Holding Gabar's head to the fucking floor. Where is he? You tell me, where the fuck is he?
You know exactly where he is. He's in the back holding the mop.
I just go back there and light him up. I need more cartridges. I need more cartridges.
Fuck! What are you doing? Ah, fuck!
How's that sound, E, for a day at work?
Horrible.
So, yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be awesome, but we'll give you updates as we go. All right, let's call it a day. We'll see you guys tomorrow for an all-new Friday edition of the Detroit Cast.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen to God, watch you grow. No, not one remains shallow. All through snow.